say in space, no one can hear you scream. We'll find out if that's true or not tonight as we are back here on Dragon's Greed Gaming, coming at you sort of live, I guess. Not really, but we're back. We're back with some Alien Destroyer of Worlds, episode number 2. And I am your host, the Great Unclean One, and I will be running as Game Mother tonight, along with our 5 players and good friends, as we delve back into everyone's sci-fi horror favorites. So, before we do that though, be sure you jump on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscription, and leave us a review and help us build and grow the channel and get more people into our lovely world and stories here. It's Halloween time, so we're diving into the sci-fi horror of Alien, and we are continuing after last episode. But before we get into our recap, let's hear from our players. So tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your current stress level is. And if there's anything else that you want to tell the group or the listeners or the class, feel free. So we'll start it off with our sergeant of the group.
Oh, I thought there was 2. So we have 2 sergeants?
Well, the sergeant who's in charge, I guess,
Oh.
we'll say. The higher-ranking sergeant.
Oh, I guess that would be me. Okay. I'm still Sean Collins. I'm still here, even though it sounds like apparently they wish Seth Rogen was here. Fuck you, Chris. It's quite rude. I'm playing Mason, the Gunnery sergeant, who has 2 stress currently, 4 health, is a Colonial Marine as a career, and is 42 years old and pretty tired of this shit, it seems.
Be fair, Chris was offering you an opportunity to prove him wrong. I still haven't heard your argument on that piece.
Oh, I'm going to do my absolute worst today. My worst.
Okay.
I don't exceed expectations. I just go way under them.
This is true.
Fuck you.
Okay. Why don't we move on to our android synthetic?
Nobody listens to me about saying things on the air. I'm your local lawyer, Jessica, playing Chaplin, the warrant officer. I have currently no stress because androids don't feel stress.
You also don't have a heart.
I don't need a heart. I am superior in every way.
So when they rip your head off.
Hearts are weaknesses.
Right.
Haven't you seen the movies? They're just heads. I'm good. You hook me up. I'm surviving everyone. Channel me.
Excellent. How about we have a second sergeant, I believe.
Yeah, my name is Matt. I'm playing Iona, sergeant. Full stop. My stress level is 4.
Okay, so we're getting
freaking
there.
out a little.
just a little. Hasn't been too bad yet. Okay, and how about
Sorry
our?
to interrupt. What's the max stress?
There is no max in this game. People think it's 10 because a lot of the tabletop simulators like this sometimes only go up to 10. And I think there's only 10 spots on the character sheet. But in actuality, there is no limit. But if you get to 10, I mean, you're really
pretty much over.
Yeah, you're winning pretty hard at that point. So, all right. And how about our artificial womb soldier?
Yes, I am Ben Hammer. Private Hammer, I should say. Stress level of 3, and I am still ready, lock and loaded, to blow another. Could be another person or alien right off of this damn map.
Wonderful. That's the spirit. And last but not least, everyone's favorite name, Zmijewski.
That was well said.
Hello, it is Zmijewski, also known as Justin. Also, agitated all the time. We're getting to the point now where Zmijewski's had the taste of blood. I think he's getting antsy.
Yeah, he stole my kill last round.
He was getting a little antsy in the interrogation room with the insurgent. I think you, if I recall, you took out the knife and started just kind of spinning it around The guy's getting a little nervous, you know. So, and what
Hey.
stress is the wonderful private on?
Accidents are bound to happen. It is okay. My stress level is 2.
Oh, that's nothing. You're fine. You're peachy.
Zmijewski scares not.
All right, and I am your host again, the Great Unclean One, also known as Seth Rogen, and this show is brought to you by Dr. Pepper, or at least it should be. So,
Sponsor us.
yes, whenever you're ready, Dr. Pepper, it's sponsorship's waiting for you. You know, couldn't be easier.
It's free real estate.
Anywho,
I'll write the paperwork.
there we go. Love it. Make it happen.
Literally
So-
free work.
We are back playing Destroyer of Worlds. The group of you are a squad of Colonial Marines on the planet known as, there's a colony known as Ariarcus. It is a planet that is mostly used by the UA to take care of harvesting fuel and oil, mining and drilling for oil. And with the oil wars in full swing, it has become an important part of kind of the ecosystem of the military here. Used to be an old processing plant down here. It's since been turned into a military fort for the Colonial Marines. And each of you were handpicked as your fleet was moving through this area on their way to the front to try to deal with the UPP's incursion as they took over a nearby system. And you were each handpicked by a man known as Major Hatfield. He explained to you, as you all met for the first time, that there is a squad of 4 Marines that have gone AWOL from the fort. All of them supposedly are Sin Eaters, part of that elite regiment that you all have heard stories of, or perhaps might even be part of. Major Hatfield explained that they had stolen some intelligence from Fort Nebraska, and that it was your job to bring them in and recover said intelligence. And he gave you authorization to use deadly force if need be, telling you that these guys are dangerous and are to not be trifled with and to be taken very seriously. So the 5 of you, along with your 2 other squad mates, Captain Silva and Private First Class Dante, all hopped into an APC that was provided to you, and the colonel or the major had told you perhaps to start at the Oblivion Bar or at the spaceport and see if you could pick up any clues. You headed to Oblivion Bar, and when you got there, did a little bit of looking around, a little bit of questioning. You discovered someone who was acting kind of suspicious, left in a suspicious manner. You chased them down, and after doing a little interrogation back in the NPC, discovered that they are a insurgent. There's a small insurgency that seems to be growing on this planet, and perhaps welcoming the UPP or just acting as terrorists and doing damage to some of the refinery and the oil pipelines throughout the colony. And at this point, they kind of explained that the 4 Marines you're looking for had been in the bar the night before, and there was a bit of an argument between some of them, and they had all split up. And you also discovered that one of the Marines, by the name of Reese, had been taken away under drunk and disorderly charges from the marshals, the Colonial Marshals, and brought back to their station. So you headed over there to follow up on that lead. You found that indeed Reese was there in one of the cells. Unfortunately, he was dead, as some creature had ripped his chest wide open, gnawed off part of his face and fingers, and then the group of you discovered your first xenomorph as you discovered this strange cocoon that it had up in a corner above the entrance to the jail holding area, and a small fight ensued. Luckily, Hammer and the Smartgunners just ripped it apart, and it didn't do a whole lot of damage here, but there's a lot of confusion, a lot of worry. Eventually, you put that thing to the torch, and then you discovered that one of the marshals here, one of the deputies, Deputy Dodd, had been interrogating a suspected insurgent, a man by the name of Ivan Stoles. And upon encountering him, you realize that this is the short, bald man that was rumored to have been the man that the Marines met with the night before at the bar. And so you started to interrogate him with Mason, your gunnery sergeant, and kind of your squad leader, watching from the viewing room, while Zmijewski and Iona are trying to kind of do good cop, bad cop to get him to talk. And does anybody remember what he revealed?
About the insurgency or about...
Well, any information that you got from him, because you guys did get a little bit of
But we
info.
weren't all in the room though, right?
No, I'm just asking in general if anybody remembers, or if I need to, if I should do a recap here.
Might need a refresh.
What
Okay.
wasn't it something about like
Before we-
bioweapons, like bioterrorism?
What's that, Jessica?
Before we get to that, I just had a quick question. Do we burn the xenomorph and the cocoon?
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
I believe your character in particular made the suggestion to make that happen.
Then I went into the room and burned him all.
Yep. So what you discovered after interrogating Mr. Stoles is that, let me get my notes here real quick. So you had discovered that he did indeed meet with the 4 Marines. He claims that not only were they offering stolen intelligence to defect to the UPP or to give to the UPP, you're not sure on the specifics, but he claims that they had smuggled bioweapon samples out of Fort Nebraska, and that was another thing they were going to use to try to get on the UPP's good side. He hasn't revealed anything else yet at this point. He's looking kind of nervous. He's been complaining of like a chest ache. He's constantly kind of grabbing like his chest. He's asked for some water, which I believe Iona just came back into the room and brought him a glass of water. And so, unless there's any questions, I think that's where we will start back off.
I think that's a little before where we were, because when we wrapped up, I think we were pretty much ready to roll out to another destination of like, I think, what was it? He revealed that one
you're
of the
right.
Marines was picked up by
Okay.
the
Yes,
resistance at
you are correct. Yes.
some
So,
location.
yes, he also revealed, I'm glad you remembered that. So, he also revealed that Sergeant Wojcik, which is the leader of the AWOL squad, had been captured, picked up by members of the insurgency. And he doesn't know where she's being held or where they took her, but he has revealed that the plan was to hand her over to the UPP at the old oil refinery, which is on the north side of the colony. So that is another lead you have. You haven't found out anything about the other 2 Marines, Carvello and Wright, but it looks like you have a lead on a second one of them here. I think that's about it. So I guess at this point, Iona and Zmijewski, you guys are finishing up your interrogation unless there's anything else you want to say to this guy.
No,
That was-
he seemed to be kind of shaky.
Yeah, that was it for me as well.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else that anyone wants to do while you're here in the Marshal Station?
Should we destroy the first body or send it back to
Of Reese's body?
I believe the plan was to actually take him back, and you guys were kind of wrapping him up so that you could put him in the APC.
Yeah, I thought we put him in a body bag so we could bring him with the APC.
Yeah, well, if you haven't, you certainly could.
Okay.
A body bag is something the Marshal Station would certainly have. So,
So we should definitely do that.
Yeah.
yeah, if nobody suggests that, or if they haven't yet, Captain Silva definitely would tell you guys to do that.
And can we just recap one time? And I don't mind doing it in roleplay either. The video, could we see? We couldn't. I just want to clarify. Maybe we talked about it. There was a video in the lower corner next to his cell, and we couldn't see inside his cell, and we couldn't see where the cocoon was. Right? There are no other cameras that we could check in here.
Correct. It's one camera in the corner, the northwest corner of the L-shaped hallway that makes up the holding area, and it rotates to the left and right, so it can look down either hallway. So it doesn't look into any of the cells. You can only kind of see the cell doors. You saw the chestburster scurry out of his cell, and then it went out of view of the camera because it climbed up to where the cocoon was, which was out of sight of the camera. It was above where the camera's view would pan.
So I walk over to the deputies and I say, in light of this incident, I think that your facility needs an upgrade of cameras and other monitoring device mechanisms.
Marshal Hyams goes, "Yeah, you're telling me." He's like, if we had that, well, if they could pay for that, they'd probably pay for a couple more deputies and a bigger station too, but this is what we're stuck with. You know how those company reps are.
Yes, and I put a fake Charlie Chaplin mustache on me and look blankly at Hyams.
He looks a bit confused and doesn't seem to get the joke, and he goes back to monitoring something on the comm station or the comms terminal that he's working at.
I remove the mustache. Strange. Always worked in my old unit.
What about the rest of you? Is there anything you're doing?
I'm dragging his body out of the station.
I'm just leaving. Oop.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
you guys,
here.
the five of you.
Are we
then,
sure we want to leave the
We
person
should-
in the interrogation room? We're just gonna leave him here for the deputies to deal with?
I mean, the deputies are the ones that brought him in, so they don't obviously have a problem with that because he's already under their jurisdiction. So
Right, but he is now like a prime person in the case because
Yeah, he's not like an enlisted guy though, like Wojcik and whatever the other
Well-
gang are.
right, but he's committing terrorism by bringing in bioweapons.
well, the marshal says, he looks to you guys and he says, we can hold on to this guy as long as we need. And he's like, if you want to leave him here for now, we don't have a problem throwing him in one of the cells. And if you guys got to do your thing and come on back, then so be it.
I ask Iona if the interrogation yielded a result of where they could have taken the Marine woman, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Wojcik is a female.
Yeah, we'll communicate that we think there's going to be a handoff at oil refinery, and should probably head there unless we want to go back to the starbase. I guess it's not immediately clear what the timing of these things were. It might be important to get there with haste, especially if it's on the other side of the colony. Is that true?
Well, what I will tell you is Stoles would explain to you that he did not know of a time frame. He just knew that that's where it was going to happen, but he didn't know when it was going to happen. As far as he understood, it was, they were going to be there and wait for the UPP to show up and then hand the prisoner over. So he doesn't know a time frame. And you're fairly certain that he's telling the truth after your interrogation. You don't think he's really lied about any of that.
Yeah. So, plausibly, we should probably kick it over there, and then we can follow up on miscellaneous
Probably,
starbase leads
yeah.
afterward.
Do we have room in our APC to bring the guy in the interrogation room?
Yes, there would be room if you wanted to.
I'll check with our the officer in there. We got someone who's connected to the case in here. our only other lead is currently dead, so I think we should bring him with just so we can make sure he doesn't die.
Sorry, who do you want to like bring with?
The guy in the interrogation room. Whatever his
I
name
agree.
is. Stolas?
Stoles is his
Stoles.
name. Captain Silva says, I'd rather not be carrying around more prisoners than we need right now. If the marshals can handle him, let the marshals handle him for now. We've got everything he said on tape and on recording anyway, so...
Okay.
We know who he is at this point, so if we really need to track him down, we could, but if the marshals say he can handle him, then let the marshals handle him.
Aye.
I agree, especially if we'll have another potentially 3 guests hanging out in the APC if we get there in time.
I think they should put him in the cell where Reese used to be.
That one's on fire. We lit that one on fire, I think.
Yeah, but it's done. It's done. It'll be a little warm, but you know.
Is there a way to like have them contact us in case they need us again? Because it is like a weird freak incident that we can't determine if it's going to repeat itself.
Yes.
So is there a way to like leave a contact so that if they need us, they can just call us back?
Yes, you'd be able to get their, like, you give them your radio frequency or vice versa, so you can easily call them up.
I'll give Himes and the secretary my frequency or whatever.
Okay, yeah. He can take that and program it into the comms so that if they need to get in touch with you, and same thing if you guys need to get in touch with them.
So I guess we're off to the oil refinery to prevent someone from being handed to the UPP?
Well, it sounds like everybody's hopping in the APC, and you guys are gonna kind of go from there. So, is there anything else anybody would like to do while you're here?
Sounds good to me.
No? Good?
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
So you guys begin to pile into the APC, which you'll see. I have it out there for you guys to look at, so you can actually see what it looks like from the side if you don't remember from Aliens. But anyway, you guys make your way out there, and as you do, Captain Silva, as you guys are piling in, Captain Silva stops you, Hammer. You're the last one to hop into the APC, and she stops you, and she pulls you to the side.
Oh.
Wait, pulls me to the side?
Yes.
Yes, sir. What do you need?
She says, I'm going to say this one time, Private. I expect a little more respect for the dead and for your fellow Marines and for a Sin Eater. You pull shit like that again, I'll chop your balls off myself. Am I clear?
Clear, sir.
She says, ma'am. Now get your ass in the car.
I'm gonna give her a look, but I'm definitely getting in the car.
All right. You, despite her pulling Hammer to the side, everybody hears this. She does not, she doesn't turn her comms off, and she does not make any attempt to whisper any of this. So with the door to the APC open, you all hear this.
Is this because I spit on Reese?
It's because you tried to piss on
Probably.
him. Probably.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out of character. I mean, come on. Guy's a piece of shit.
Well, that's what she says. So take it or leave it. Meanwhile, as this is happening, Sergeant, you notice that there is another APC parked not too far away from you guys, and you see walking towards you, you see a group of 5 figures, 5 humans, obviously, and as they're walking towards you, you can tell that they are decked out in some fairly fancy gear. Let me see if I have a picture for you guys. So you see 5 individuals that are wearing these white suits of like combat armor, and they have these helmet/masks that cover their faces. They look like they're fairly well equipped, and there's 4 of them kind of standing near the APC. They've got their weapons like slung. They're not like aiming them or anything, but they look like they're ready for action at a moment's notice. And then you see that there is another one whose helmet is off, and you can see the face of a woman with somewhat long black hair, and she begins to approach you, Iona. I'm sorry, not Iona, Mason.
Okay.
And you recognize on her uniform, you recognize the Weyland-Yutani logo.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't have a bad connotation to someone who's not seen the Aliens movie, right? They're just like another corporation.
Well, there's it's like any other big corporation, right?
Right,
Like, there's
like-
lots of stories, but
Right.
you, in your limited time in Fort Nebraska, you do know that there are some Weyland-Yutani staff there, and all of the corporations to some degree, the UA gets stuff from them, and Weyland-Yutani's no exception. So,
Okay.
whatever your character's thoughts on that may be, I'll leave that up to you. But anyway, so you see this woman, and she starts to approach you, and you hear her call out, "Sergeant, might I have a moment of your time?"
I'll just kind of make eye contact with whoever's near, which I think is Ilawi. Iona. Iona? I can't
Well,
see.
yeah, you.
I'll
you
just
can-
make eye contact with the nearest person.
Okay. Yeah, I mean everyone
I
else
make
is
eye
loaded up.
contact with Mason.
At this point, this is when Hammer's kind of getting chewed out by the captain.
Reamed.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll go over and I'll kind of like flag Chaplin to come with.
Okay. So the two of you approach, and as you're out here now, you can see that it's gotten a little bit windier, and there's a little bit of snow starting to fall. The sky's gotten a little bit darker, a little bit more gray. But she walks towards you guys. The other 4 stay near the APC, and she introduces herself. "Sergeant, my name is Miss Eckford. I work for the company, and I was hoping we could have a quick word if you have a moment."
Probably only a moment. Keep this quick.
Very well. Well, I'll get right to the point then. I believe your squad and mine are after the same thing, and I was hoping we could work together to bring these fugitives to justice.
Interesting. How are you informed on this?
She gives you a sly grin. The corner of her mouth just kind of creaks up just a little bit. She says, "Well, I'm Weyland-Yutani. We know everything."
Okay. Good to know, I guess.
And the two of you, you and Chaplin, can each roll your wits if you'd like. Just straight wits, no stress. Okay.
2
So,
successes?
Mason, you recognize the armor that this squad is wearing is referred to as dog catchers. And to your understanding, what you've heard is these are like elite Weyland-Yutani commandos, and the rumor is that they're used for procurement of alien species and really high-end dangerous missions.
Okay.
And you also notice she is wearing the exact same armor as them. She just does the helmet or whatever is probably like under her arm. She's holding it. She's not wearing it.
Okay.
And she is armed like the others. They all have, pulse rifles and things like that. So, looks like they mean business.
Yes, I bet they do.
I believe the armor they refer to as an ape suit. An environmental
okay.
protection something. I don't remember the acronym, but it's referred to as an ape suit.
Just so they can go ape.
I guess. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, wait. Hold on. We have a description here. Okay. The all-purpose environment suit is specialized armor Armored compression garb designed for combat and animal control under adverse environmental conditions. While an ape suit cannot protect you from the vacuum of space, it does offer a filtered air supply, limited armor, resistance to temperature extremes, and is impervious to caustic substances. The helmet includes protective eyewear and a mask to protect the wearer's eyes. The suit is commonly worn by Weyland-Yutani's security commandos and dog catcher units to contain hostile organisms. So if you see a bunch of these guys show up wearing these, get the hell out of there, because what they are looking for might just find you.
Oh, dang,
and-
we were just talking about requisitioning some
new
acid-proof
armor.
paint. Yeah.
Hey, if you want to go up against them, homie, just come out shooting, I guess.
Well, if you shoot him up, then the armor's not going to be good anymore.
Yeah, just aim for the eye holes. You'll be good.
So yeah,
what was her name?
Chaplin, you don't really recognize any of this, and none of it really means anything to you. But you can tell they definitely seem like they mean business. She introduced herself as Miss
I mean
Eckford.
business too. We already took down one of the missing military people.
Are you saying that to her?
Yes, like matter of factly.
You see she frowns a little bit, and she says, "Oh, one of the fugitives is dead."
Not by our hand, but yes.
She kind of arches an eyebrow and she says, "You just said that your squad took care of it. Which is it, Warrant Officer?"
Yes, our squad took care of it. But one of the military people is already dead in there. I didn't say that we killed him.
Her eyes narrow a bit, and she looks back to you, Mason, as if she's kind of waiting for a response to her question or inquiry.
Well, we've already got some leads. Is there anything else you can share with us if we're going to be working together? Or is it just that you need more information?
Give me a manipulation roll.
Oh, okay, cool. What do we got? Skills, that's skills. Stress. 1 success, 1 stress.
Oh, 1 panic? Okay. Well, roll your panic.
Okay, I do have nerves of steel, so does that... I think that'll...
Does
Keeping
auto-
it together.
Does it auto do the nerves of steel? I don't know if it does or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it does, because it's like roll 4. It's tough to tell with the interface here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Well, you don't fail, so you have 1 success. She just
And my
kind
stress
of-
goes up by 1?
Nope. Your
Oh.
stress only goes up if you roll certain numbers on the panic chart.
Okay.
She kind of stares at you for a moment as if she's kind of appraising you. And she says, "Well, I know a bit about the 4 Marines that have gone AWOL, but we've been trying to catch up to you. I didn't want to step on your squad's toes without first speaking with you."
I appreciate the professional courtesy.
She nods.
I look down at my feet.
Well, we are on our way to the oil refinery, as we believe one of them may be there. If you'd like to accompany us, I guess you can follow.
She says, she kind of nods to that, and then she says, "Any other leads on anyone else?"
Out of character, that's all we currently have, right? Like we were told to go search the starport, but like that's not a lead. That's just
Yeah, I think that
Well, it was a suggestion, because the starport's a large area, and you
Mhm.
guys know that when they started evacuating the colony, a lot of people were there, and obviously that's where any ships would land. So, if maybe they're looking for a way off the planet that, other than the space elevator, that would probably be the only way off planet.
okay. Then in character, I would say, other than that, if you want to secure the starport or the space elevator, make sure they can't get off planet. Those are probably your best bets.
She says, "I suppose we can do a little reconnaissance, unless you prefer us to accompany you." She says, "I'll leave that decision to the professionals," and she kind of nods to you.
Well, thank you. Sure, why don't you accompany us?
Very well. And she offers a hand to shake.
Sure, I shake it.
Good to work with you, Sergeant.
Put the mustache on and stare her in the face.
She looks at Chaplin with a puzzled look, and then she just nods and says, "Warrant officer," and then she turns and goes back to the group.
I frown and take off the mustache. Why isn't this working?
Definitely a high-stress scenario. I don't know if Charlie Chaplin's really the thing to work here, but I appreciate it. A bit of levity here.
Thank you, Sergeant. That's why we're best friends.
Indeed.
Just to show you guys, I have a diagram here of what the APC looks like. It might be hard to see. I don't know if you can zoom in at all, but you can see the blueprints here in the breakdown.
It
Wow.
totally looks like what Ripley's driving in the second movie.
It's exactly what it is, yeah.
Okay.
But if you look at the overhead view of the interior on the right-hand side, the space between the wheels, 8 seats right there. And then there's a couple other seats throughout, for the gunner. But in total, 4, 8... I think this thing can seat up to 15 or 16 people, so, it's a little crowded in the very back, but there is a lot of room for people to hold up. So, all right. Well, the squad begins to pile in, and when the two of you return to the APC, Silva is standing there with her arms crossed, and it looks like she's waiting for you, Sergeant.
Oh boy. I will go explain the situation to her.
Yeah, she's like,
Ma'am?
"Make some new friends."
I guess. I don't know if I'd call them friends, but they're somehow aware of the mission we're on, which I was not expecting, but hopefully if anything happens at the oil refinery, they'll be there to help us and act as shields. Put more bodies between us and the bullets.
She just kind of nods to that, and as you're about to step into the APC, she puts her arm out like in front of you to stop you. Like she grabs like the handle of the door, and she like blocks your path. And she leans in and she says, "Sergeant, I do hope you recall our little discussion before we left Fort Nebraska."
Top secret, basically.
No, she had pulled you aside, and she had asked if she could depend on you to kind of, act as the field commander for the squad while she kind of relays everything between you guys and the base. And she had kind of indicated to you that she wanted to try to take the Marines alive and avoid killing them if at all possible. Whereas Major Hatfield was kind of like, do whatever you have to do. If you got to kill them, you got to kill them. But she seemed to want to keep them alive. And you know that she is a sin eater herself.
Right,
You don't know
so
if that has
she's
anything to do with it, but
probably, I assume. But yeah, like, I understand, ma'am. Now, out of character, a drop-off with the UPP, if we show up, there might be a firefight, I assume, right?
yeah, you're assuming if UPP sees you guys, they'd probably attack.
Okay, great. So, hopefully, that works out well.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So what do you say when she asks you that, or when she says that? How do you answer?
Ma'am, I'm gonna try to keep everyone alive if we can. But whatever that was in there didn't go down easy. So the more bullets we have, the better.
She says, "Then I expect you to keep the squad under control." And you realize that she's talking about Hammer. And she says, "If I don't see you batten down the hatches a little bit, I'll pick someone else to be my field commander. Is that understood?"
Clear.
And she pulls her, she moves her arm down, and she just nods her head for you to get in the APC.
I go in.
All right, she's the last one in. She closes the door. You guys load up. Chaplin, are you still driving?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you'd like, you can go back to the colony map, and I can show you guys where they say everything is here. Let's activate this. So, on the very north part of the map, you'll see it says oil refinery. That is what Stoles was referring to. But if there's anywhere else you guys would like to go, at this point, the snow, once you finish with these conversations, the snow's coming down a lot heavier, and it looks like a storm is really moving in here.
I think we're going to the oil refinery still, just because we think we're on some form of time crunch, right?
Yes.
As far as with the UPP drop-off, yeah, you probably do feel a little bit of a crunch.
That's what I think, so.
Run it. Let's go.
GG.
All right.
I'm pissed off that these people are in this thing.
What people?
Are they in the?
They're in their own APC.
They're in their own APC.
Yeah. Wayland Utati wrote up in their own.
All right,
understood.
sorry. I mean,
Yeah.
more or less that they've joined us.
Oh, do you say that out loud?
I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, you
visually
guys
showing it.
can see you have a ways to go before you get to the refinery. So if there's anything you'd like to say or share,
Why the fuck are these people joining up with us, Sergeant?
Sure. So, do you remember the brief period where we fought that monster inside?
Yeah, I remember myself and Zmijewski blowing this fucking thing to fucking heaven.
Right.
Well, hell.
And then you understand that we are going to try to intercept a drop-off with the UPP as well. So if there's a firefight and more of those things show up, I'd rather have 10 people, 5 I don't care about, fighting and possibly dying, than any of you dying.
Okay, we don't know what it is that we just saw, Sergeant. With all due respect, sir. So
Nope.
what are you talking about more of these things showing up? How the hell would you even know that?
We don't know what we're going into. We
May I
don't know
speak
if there's a whole
freely?
bunch of insurgents. No. Shut the fuck up and sit down.
wow.
I'm gonna lean forward. Do you want to use the belt? And I'm gonna hold a belt out, and it's just a plain leather belt. But when I take it out of my
Just, I'm
pocket,
gonna slap that
it has a
fucking
smell to
belt
it.
out of his hand.
you are certainly gonna have to make some sort of a attempt to do so.
Are you the dungeon
come
master
to
right
grip.
now? Excuse me?
Neither are you.
it-
so
it's-
therefore you cannot
what
decide
character
when
are
it's
you
stuck
playing
out of
right
my
now?
hand.
Are you playing your character or the dungeon master?
It's
The
game
mustache
mother.
on.
Well, if you want to try to slap the belt out of his hand, why don't you guys give me opposed close combat rolls? Ooh, okay, they both panic. That's beautiful.
Oh, boy.
All right, go ahead and roll your
Jesus.
stress rolls.
Hold on, I gotta find it again.
Just roll stress on the top right of your character sheet.
Oh.
Okay, so Hammer. Well, so you both don't fail your roll. However, Hammer has 1 success. Zmijewski has 0. So Zmijewski, you roll keeping it together. You're fine. Hammer, you have 8 tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably, and all your agility skills suffer -2 until your panic stops. So panic lasts for a turn, which is about 5 to 10 minutes. So you knock this thing out of his hand, and Zmijewski probably gives you a look that makes you think twice of whether or not that was a good idea. But you do knock it out of his hand, and it slaps to the ground. And there's the tension in the APC is so thick you could cut it, as everybody, even though you guys don't know each other and you don't really know a lot about Zmijewski and what this belt means, you can all see that when it hits the ground, he's got this look on his face. You guys are like, oh shit, what's about to go down?
Can I interject with a command check to try to get everyone to calm the fuck down?
Yes, you may.
I hope you fail that command check.
You'll roll.
1-6. I guess I'll push.
Okay.
Yeah.
1-6. Just the 1 success.
Okay. Well, what do you say? And, I mean, I would say with 1 command you can probably kind of direct that towards one of the two of them.
I will direct it towards Hammer to
What's that? Ah, alright.
settle the fuck down, or you'll stay in the goddamn APC for the entire mission by yourself.
might regret that, sir.
I freely won't. So that's what I say.
Okay. Does anybody else say or do anything?
I take the
Chaplin or
mustache
Iona?
off. Why won't this work?
I
How long is
cannot,
the
I
car
cannot
ride?
wait to watch an alien jump you and me do nothing. Just watch you get bald.
Wow.
I didn't say that in character, by the way. That was more or less.
Zmijewski,
super
what do you do? Anything in retaliation to this, or do you say anything to the sergeant?
I pick the belt back up. I approach Hammer again. I put it under his nose and say, "Be careful what you're wishing for."
Okay, now I've got to swing. I got to take a swing.
Do it, pussy.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Give me opposed close combat rolls. All right. Do either of you wish to push? Oh, okay. Well, okay, so Hammer's got 2. Zmijewski
Did
pushes
you-
to get 3.
Did you? Oh, you pushed it. You pushed again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to stand up to him, man. I got to go.
Okay.
Ugh.
Okay, so you each have 3 successes. What happens in a tie? Let me check here. I always forget.
As a fight's breaking out, like, are my options as the commander just to have the other squad mates basically hold them both back?
I mean,
It seems like that's the only option, other than I'd have to kill one of them.
well, you probably don't want to kill one of them, but you can
Understandable, right?
You can certainly resort to more violent means if necessary. Let me check here.
Well, I will look towards Iona and Chaplin.
By the way, I say nothing as he approaches
Am I
me.
actively driving or are we parked?
No, you're driving. So yeah, this is happening.
then
This
Chaplin
is in
can't
the
help.
back. I mean, I'm gonna pull this bus over, you know. Okay, opposed rolls. Sometimes rolling a success isn't enough to succeed with your skill roll. In some cases, you have to beat your foe in an opposed roll. To win an opposed roll, you have to roll successfully and roll more successes than your adversary. Every success your adversary rolls eliminates one of your own. Only the attacker can push the roll. So Zmijewski, you would not have been able to push that roll because he...
How not? I was the one who went up and initiated that. No?
No.
Yeah, but
you got in my face, and I swung. at
Whatever.
you.
Go for it.
He took the swing, so or he
Okay,
took
go
the
ahead.
swing. So you can reduce your stress by 1 then, because you wouldn't have been able to push that roll. Well, actually, you should both reduce your stress because then Hammer, you would have 2 successes to his 0. So okay, well, so you have 2 successes here. What do you want to do with them on your?
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice my fast action to give a +2 to that modification. So I have 5 successes.
Yeah, you rolled what?
I have hard hitter. It's a talent.
All right, hold up. Your initial roll had
0.
0 successes, and you can't push it because you are not the attacker here.
Cool. Whatever.
However, what you have a talent, you said?
Doesn't matter. It's fine.
I see 3 successes.
That was on his push roll, though. See, it says following the push, you have a total of 3 successes.
Oh, they both rolled twice, I see.
Yeah. So you have hard hitter. So you can roll 2 extra dice with that. That's what that does. So you can roll 2 extra dice with that, with your talent, Justin.
All right, next time.
You can roll 'em now. See if you get boxcars.
Nope.
All right. Okay, so what are you doing with your attacks here, with your successes, Hammer?
I'm just gonna throw a punch.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll your armor Zmijewski. Okay, so you take 1 point of damage as he strikes you. And then I think we should probably do initiative here. Just to make sure we have an order. I'll tell you what. Let's keep this simple. Zmijewski, you can go next, and then we'll let everybody else react. So he punches you. How do you react?
Punch him back.
Okay, oppose close combat. All right, so roll your panic. Zmijewski. You're fine. You have a success, and he can't push. So you hit him, so you roll your armor now, Hammer.
All right.
And you soak the damage, so you don't take any damage. All right, so Mason, you see the two of them basically start fisticuffs. What do you do?
Iona, we have to separate them. Help me. You grab Hammer, I'll grab Steve or
Do you
Zmijewski.
do you have Dante do anything? Remember, she's in here.
Oh
too.
yeah. Yeah, Dante, you also grab Hammer.
Okay. All right. Well, they all, everyone kind of jumps in here and tries to either like grab you guys like, from behind your arms or like around the waist, try to hold you guys back. Do either of you continue to try to fight?
I did. I was just proving a point. Just needed to take a swing because he got in my face. That's all. The character sheet demands it.
Okay. All right. Zmijewski, do you stand down as well?
Sure.
All right. Okay. So it seems everybody kind of cools down and backs off here. And it looks like you can control the squad here. Did you say anything else, Sergeant?
We are going into a possibly, likely dangerous hot zone. How about we keep this to a minimum until we're back at base? Then you can fight each other all you want. I don't give a shit. But we need to finish the mission first.
Can I take a stim right now?
Do you have any?
I have 4. I didn't get to use them in the last session.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't think anybody's gonna necessarily stop you, so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just jab one into my left arm and take a seat in the back, away from everyone.
Okay. I'll check what stims do here because I think they actually do offer you. Are they? What are they? X stims? Is that what they are?
They're X stims, yeah.
All right, I'll have to double check because I don't know exactly if it actually has like in-game rules. I believe it does, but I don't know off the top of my head. So we will. I'll check that later. Okay. So the group continues to make their way over to this oil refinery, and eventually, you guys pull up, and it is this massive kind of building in the distance. Now, at this point, good while to cross the colony, and the storm continues to get worse and worse. By the time you guys get to where the refinery is at, you've basically left the main part of the colony. You're kind of in more open, flat area. This is where a lot of the oil fields are. There's the big oil drill devices, those things you see like in an oil field where they kind of move like up and down as they rotate. So there's a lot of those out here, and there are oil pipelines everywhere around this place, throughout the colony, and also out here. That obviously carry the crude oil to and from wherever they're going. So as you guys near the oil refinery, you can see it is quite a large structure, although at this point, because of the storm, visibility has gotten pretty poor. Chaplin, you have to slow down a bit just because it's coming down so fast, this snow. It's making it hard to see where you're going. So it does take you a little bit longer than you'd like to get there. And eventually you guys basically pull up And, the refinery's in the distance. You don't pull right up on it, especially if you guys want to try to remain undetected if there are any UPP here. So you can see it looming in the distance, this big silhouette of a very, very, very large building. So what do you all do?
While we were traveling, is there some way to like reduce stress from like a resting thing, or is that the only way to reduce stress to use our like signature item?
Well, you can only use your signature item when you have a chance to rest.
Mhm.
And I would say at this point, because of first of all, because of the fight that just broke out, and second, just the constant threat of the insurgency around here, you guys probably don't really feel safe or secure. You definitely don't feel like you can relax right now. So I would say as you guys are heading into this, no, you're not able to rest. There's a
Okay.
lot of tension in the APC.
Yeah.
And there is, it's just, yeah, everyone's just kind of like minding their own business right now and keeping quiet. And it's a very awkward ride as you guys make your way towards the refinery.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just start making our way towards the refinery.
All right. Well, we have another map here. Now, hopefully this map stuff is working, because I messed with this all last week. So we'll see. Okay. So let me activate the new map here. So, the refinery is basically it's more or less in like kind of a rectangular shape as far as you can tell. So it's longer on one end and shorter on the other end. Which direction do you guys want to come from?
We didn't get any kind of indication of where like the drop would be or where.
No, he just said at the oil refinery. He didn't go into any other specifics.
I guess my thoughts
I'll
here
take the
would
short
be
way.
if we were going to run into somebody that's already hanging out in the oil refinery, it doesn't matter too much which direction we come from. But if they're meeting with someone else, then we probably just want to at least leave the APC so that it's not immediately visible from the most likely approach.
Okay, and I'm sorry, Jessica, what did you say?
I said I would suggest taking the short way.
Okay, well, so you guys have stopped where you're far enough off that you guys can barely see the silhouette of the building in the distance. So if you want to come at this from another direction, or if you guys, I assume you're probably going to get out at this point and not drive the APC right up to the door. That'd be kind of noisy. Plus, you'd have to go off-road at that point, and you're not sure. It's built for that, but again, with all the snow coming down, it's hard to see, how flat the terrain really is. The shortest distance would just be to go straight for it, which at this point would mean you guys would be coming from kind of like the south. You'd be coming from the southeast. You'd be heading northwest towards the southeast corner of the refinery. So if that's the way you want to approach, that's totally fine.
Are you on a
I
different
would
map right
suggest
now?
approaching from
from
like
the ship?
higher ground.
Okay, well, why don't we do this? Anybody who wants to, you can make an observation test to see if you can, find high ground or see what you see. This will be at -2 with the storm now in full effect. All observation tests and basically anything that requires line of sight or hearing is at -2. Oh, hold on, we've got a cat that's headbutting. Oh boy, watch out, buddy.
One success, but one stress.
Okay,
Success.
go ahead and roll your panic if you rolled one. Okay, so Mason
And so, does that include the -2 or no? Because it doesn't look like it.
Did you tell the roll to do -2?
I didn't know I could actually. Rip.
All right, so everybody was making observation rolls. So Hammer got 1, Mason got 1, Chaplin got 0. Does anybody else want to roll, or are you just letting the 3 of them do it?
Yeah, I'll just follow the gang.
Okay. So the 2 of you each have a success. Mason, you do see, as you guys are getting a little closer here, the terrain is slightly hilly, and the snow is making the footing uneven. However, you know, it's dark out, and with the storm, visibility is really low. Now that you've gotten a little closer, you know, you can only see about a zone away, maybe like, I'd say 10 to 20 meters, maybe. After that, your vision's really obscured. So that, you know, basically if you try to take a shot at like further than like medium range, it'll be really tricky. Or you might not be able to see at all. For Hammer, you notice coming from the refinery building itself, you do see a small glow of light emanating from maybe a crack in one of the walls or a broken window or something like that. It's almost impossible to see, but you do pick it out as you kind of strain your eyes.
Okay. I'll point it out to the group. I see something.
All right. Once he does, everybody else probably sees it. It looks like there's definitely some fire or maybe a flashing light of some sort. Definitely some sort of light source.
Seems like some sort of light source.
Might be a signal.
All right, well, how are you guys going to approach this?
Sergeant?
Do smart guns work in like low visibility areas where you can't really see?
Yeah, they do. So the way this blizzard works, it's really simple. Any outdoor combat that's further than short range and all observation rolls while you're outside are at -2.
Okay. So I guess we should maybe try to sneak towards that light, see if we can get better sight on it.
All right. Well, I will activate the next map for everybody here.
Cool.
So now, do not move your tokens. I believe I'll add this to your navigation bar too, so you guys should all have access to it. So I'm assuming what everybody probably sees is mostly just a black building, and you guys are like kind of on the outside next to the APC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
very, very little limited view.
Okay. So basically where you guys are, you are approaching the south east corner of the building. The light is to the northwest somewhere, you can tell. It's like I said, it's a huge building, so you can see as you approach, some of these walls that you're approaching are damaged. There is a little bit of cover here and there, but I need everybody to give me a mobility check, please, as you are trying to sneak up and not be detected. Okay, so we have a pass. Iona, I need a panic roll, and ooh, Mason. That's terrible.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
panic there too.
Keeping it together.
Okay, so the 2 of you don't panic. However, Mason, you do not roll any successes. Everybody else seems to be doing pretty well here. And make sure I'm on my thing here. Okay. All right. Well, between the wind and just you know, the darkness, you feel like it'd be kind of hard for anybody to really hear you guys approaching. And eventually, you do get to kind of the corner of this building, and there is, you know, some ruined walls and things like that. I don't know why, but it's not. Okay, we'll do this. Well, Mason, Which way are you leading them? Are you leading them around the right-hand side or down the wall to your left?
I mean, it looks like there's. Is that where the light's coming from?
Yes, to the left, to the west.
Okay. Yeah, I will go to the left. Have Hammer and Iona on point.
Okay.
Me and
All right.
Chaplin has a gun, right? But you're mostly a medic.
I don't know, Chaplin. What weapons do you have? Do you? He asked if you have any weapons. I know you have a cutting torch. But do you have
No,
any
I'm
guns?
sorry. I was not. You said Chaplin and it just didn't compute. I'm sorry.
It's
No,
okay.
I do not. I do not have any weapons.
Okay. And I guess me and Zmijewski will take up next, and you'll be in back.
Well, you guys can. I mean, you guys can approach as a group. You guys can approach in a line. It's up to you. I mean, there's tons of space out here, so you guys don't have to be like on top of one another either if you want to spread
Yeah,
out. Totally up
somewhat
to you.
spaced out,
Okay.
I guess.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Well, so I'll move you guys for now here. So you guys start to make your way over here, and there is you can see there's an entrance. There's a massive, massive door right here where your tokens kind of get up to. And again, parts of the wall are collapsed. It looks like this building is very, very old. Probably hasn't been in use in quite some time. And you guys approach. You can see the light. It's gotten a little bit more visible. It's definitely coming from the far west side of the of this building.
All right. I'll approach the door if.
Okay. What about everybody else?
I'm watching the sergeant for a signal.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're just understanding was we were going towards the door, so
No,
All
right.
right.
So I'm like following and like watching for speeding up and slowing down.
okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll
Well,
keep my pulse rifle at the ready, just scanning the long ways of the building.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Justin, one thing you can do in this game, there's a thing called Overwatch, and basically what that lets you do, it's a fast action to do it. You basically declare if X happens, you'll open fire. You can only do Overwatch with a ranged weapon, so we'll assume that you're kind of looking down the length of the building here. So, you know, you could be like, oh, if I see something moving, I'm going to open fire, you know, or you could be more specific. So if you want to go on to Overwatch, you can.
And yeah, I'll do Overwatch, and I'll say, let's say the trigger will be, if something approaches the group of us, in a hostile manner.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, we'll put you over here then to kind of show that you're watching over the group. And,
Hey, Chris, am I able to remove my panic? Has enough time passed or no?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. If not, I should be able to do it. There you go. Okay. All right. And then Iona, what are you doing?
Guess I'll get ready to potentially bust in once the door is open.
All right.
Follow the lead man.
Okay. Hammer, if you'd like, you can click on the door
Alrighty.
and give me a mobility test. I assume you're going to try to open this door quietly.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely not going to burst in.
Okay. Well, that's a good start. So, what you got? 3 successes and a panic. Roll the panic, please. And then if you want to use your... Assuming you don't roll terribly, well, you should be
On the
fine.
panic, you just roll stress, right?
You got it. Okay. Keeping it together. What would you like to do with your extra successes, with your stunts?
I will take the Navy SEAL approach and immediately clear left.
Okay. Well, I mean, with your stunts, do you want to use them for anything in particular?
Yeah.
Remember, when you have extra successes, you can...
Let me just take a quick look at the stunt table. Sorry. I'll give 1 success to Zmijewski,
Okay.
and then gain and then I'll impress someone.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, the group's probably slightly impressed that a guy as big as you is able to be as quiet as you are currently being. So you get the door open, it doesn't make any noise, and then you start moving in. You said you're kind of looking to your left. You can move up, like, a space or two if you want. The map is really janky because the map is so gigantic. I had to oversize your guys' tokens on here. So, it's really weird the way it works. But basically, as you enter in, you see that about half of the building is missing its roof, either through disrepair or decay, or maybe some sort of damage from something else. A lot of the sections of the roof are missing. There's snow that's just falling here and accumulating on the floor of this big refinery. These big white circles you see to the north of you are these massive pillars that are meant to hold up, the roof of the structure. And to your right and left immediately are these big, kind of rectangular shaped things called a waste hopper. And you see some of those across from you as well. Looks like they provide excellent cover. They're about the size of like a small tractor. And then just over here on the edge of your vision up here on the left, you can see some pipes of some sort, like massive pipes that are on the ground, kind of like the 40K pipes for the new scenery pieces they have. They like run along the surface of the ground and then either go into the ground or go into like a building or something. So you can see the start of that over there, and then you can see the far wall on the other side. I mean, it's dark, so you probably don't like see it in perfect detail. But I mean, you can probably see where the end of the building is more or less, and you can definitely tell the light is coming from the left-hand side here.
Okay, and I'll turn around and give the team we have appears to be clear.
Okay. All right. I assume everybody else well, I guess I should just ask. We'll just go down the list here. So, Chaplin, what are you doing?
I'm following Sergeant Mason.
Okay. Mason, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going in.
Okay. And Iona?
Yeah, same.
All right. And Zmijewski, are you going to stay on Overwatch or follow the group?
Once everyone's inside, I'll kind of like back into the building and then close the door behind me.
Okay. Go ahead. You guys can all move in. And then if you want, you can probably move up a little bit more if you want, Ben. Probably up to the end of the waste hoppers. And then go ahead and give me a mobility test to close that door quietly. Chaplin, you probably want to move in before they close the door. Move your token.
You also get +1 success.
Is it success or is it an extra die?
I thought it said success.
Okay.
Under mobility, it says give 1 success to another PC in the same situation as you.
Oh, so what that would mean is that he would get a success on his stealth. So I'll let that carry over. Maybe you open the door in such a way that he can kind of like mimic what you do. So yeah, you get 1 success on this roll then, Justin.
You want me to roll normal and then add +1 after?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
You got it. Okay, good thing he did. Roll the panic, please. Okay, so you begin to twitch. Your stress and everybody else's stress goes up by 1. But with his success, you do get the door closed. You don't make any noise.
All our stresses go up by 1 though, right?
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
There's like maybe like he goes to push the door and it's stuck, and everyone kind of tenses up thinking he's gonna like try to ram it or maybe slam it, and then you see he like takes a deep breath and he closes it, and he gets it like unstuck and it doesn't make any noise, but everybody is a little nervous when that happens.
What about me, Chris?
You're fine. I mean, you don't have to deal with stress, so you can tell it bothers the rest of the group, but you know.
I put on the mustache.
For purposes of like effect range, how close is short?
So that would be one zone away. In a map like this, I would say each of these. You see how there's like a big square right here? It's kind of like broken into like a big grid.
So one of those.
Yeah, I would say each of those is a zone. So if you wanted to move two zones, like Hammer could move to this zone, and then to this one right here, for example. So we'll go with that. It's not all these tiny little boxes. We'll go with the big ones. So we'll say you guys are all in this zone with the door and the waste hoppers.
Oh, I see your point. Those little boxes would technically be what it is on those other maps.
That's how they made it in Foundry. I mean, there's a way to resize maps, but I wasn't going to sit here and try to do that. But when I drag a token out, here, I'll show you guys. Like, look how tiny this is. Look at that.
Oh my god.
What? Dog, what?
This thing is huge. Then
Jeez.
Yeah, I had to increase the token size by like 2,000%. It was stupid. Look at this. Nah. It's a mini-me. All right. Okay, so you guys are in. Doesn't seem like you've made any noise. Where do you go? I guess you guys can feel free to move around anywhere in this zone if you want to try to get more of the map revealed.
Did I miss what's the lighting like in here?
It is pitch black, except for there might be a little bit of moonlight coming through some of the broken roof and some of the broken walls. But other than that, you gotta stay in this zone, Jessica, right here. This Chaplin, Chaplin's creeping around. Yeah, it's dark. The only thing you guys do. That's okay. The only thing that you guys see is over this way to your west. You can see the light is definitely coming from there. And it's definitely flickering as if it's either a fire or like a flickering light, perhaps. It seems to be coming from that direction.
So I guess kind of signal the squad to go towards the light in the west direction, you said?
Correct. Don't go towards the light. Okay, well, I'll need another set of mobility rolls as you guys start to creep through here. Hammer, it seems like you're kind of taking point, so we should probably do a group roll here instead. Hold on a second. Because I think it's one person makes the roll. There we go, group rolls. I believe it's the person with the lowest skill. Let's see.
oh boy.
When you face a challenge together with the other PCs, do not roll dice separately. Instead, choose who amongst you is best suited to take on the challenge. The others may help if it is relevant in the situation. If the roll fails, it counts as a failure for all of you. You're not allowed to try each... okay, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, whoever wants to kind of be leading the stealth here may do so.
I have a mobility of 1.
I also have one.
I have 0.
I have 1.
Keep in mind, mobility is agility, so you're adding your agility to that.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
sorry,
have 1
6.
mobility plus the 3 is 4. Oh,
Okay.
My total is 5.
My total is 6.
And Zmijewski, what's your
Oh,
mobility?
it's 6. Okay, I didn't realize you add the stat every time.
Yeah, so whatever stat it shows in the parentheses next to the skill, it'll add those dice to the roll. So we have 3 people at 6. Who wants to take point? You guys just want to leave Hammer doing it since he's already started it?
Yeah, and the benefit
Sure.
here is that we get less opportunities for stress rolls, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
And you guys can assist. So I would say, 3 of you can assist. So up to 3 people can assist, which means he'll get 3 extra dice to the roll. Whether you guys are kind of watching each other's backs or, using hand signals or pointing out like, hey, there's a bottle there. Be sure you don't kick it, whatever it may be. So Hammer, give me a mobility and you can add +3 to the roll.
All right. Jesus. All right,
That's a
we
lot
will
of
roll.
dice.
We will roll for the stress.
Okay, I mean, you
Oh,
do
boy.
have...
Nervous twitch.
All right. Well, Hammer's getting a little twitchy, so everybody's stress goes up by another one.
Oh God.
However, you do not make any noise. At least you feel like you don't make any noise. So you may move. You guys may move 2 zones, but you got to stay in the same zone. So Hammer, where do you take them?
I'm going to take them up left, west.
Yeah, you could start moving your token, and then everybody else just start to follow him. And again, feel free to move around in the zone as you guys get. Now, when you get near these pipes, okay, these large ones here, all
The
right,
left.
the one above you to the north.
Oh, okay.
This is like a massive pipeline that runs through here. This thing is huge. Like, it's almost probably 4 or 5 feet tall. I mean, it's gigantic. The ones here that run north and south, they're a lot smaller. And some of them, you know, they're higher up. Some of them are at ground level. So in some of these cases, you got to either crawl under or over them. But those ones are not nearly as big. And then these things right here in the south, these large circles on the map, these are big, massive, like canisters or like storage tanks, basically. Huge cylindrical shaped storage tanks. But everything in here looks old as fuck.
It's quiet in here.
If you'd like to give me an observation roll, anybody who'd like can see if they hear or see anything else out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Right.
I see nothing.
Skill. There it is. Oh no.
All right. So again, guys, tell me if you have successes or panics or anything, because I'm there's one less thing I have to try to keep track of here.
I've got 3 successes, but a stress, so I'm rolling it right now.
Okay.
Zmijewski, no success, 1 stress, and I'm keeping it together.
I am also
Excellent.
keeping it together.
All right.
No successes or stress.
No successes or stress.
Okay. All right. Did anybody pass? Oh, Mason, you did. You had 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got 3 successes.
All right.
Um,
Zmijewski did too.
Oh yeah, he's got 1. Oh yeah.
I had no successes. I just had a stress.
No, you've got 1, Justin. Go back up. You've got 1 success. Do you see after Hammer's
I
panic
see.
roll? Yeah. So you're good.
I think. Oh yeah. The it scrolled a lot faster. I think it just jumped and I read someone else's.
There's
Whoops.
100 rolls going on.
Well,
here.
you know what? I didn't fail it anyways, so I'm not stressed.
Okay. Lovely. So, Mason, you have 2 extra stunts here. Do you want to use them for anything?
Yeah, give me just a second to pull up the stunt sheet.
Remember, you can look at it on your character sheet too.
Right.
If you go to skills, just click on the little green box next to the skill name.
So for the observation, the only ones I can do are get answers to the following. Is it coming for me? Are there any more of them close by? How do I get in, past, away? So I guess I'll use can I use are there any more of them coming? Are any of them close by? Do we hear anyone who we don't think should be here? It's not us.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
So as you guys are starting to make your way in, you guys can move 1 more zone. So you move 2 zones every turn. So Hammer, where do you take them next?
I'm still gonna head left where the light is.
Okay, yeah. So you guys can start moving now through the pipes. You don't have to make any rolls. I mean, you're moving slowly enough where you don't have to make a roll to get over a pipe or under a pipe.
That was an accident.
And I guess Zmijewski just starts blasting.
No, nope. Nope. I was trying to figure out, is there like a one-handed versus two-handed? Because how much? Sorry, I'm asking the wrong question. Can I use Can I still hold the pulse rifle and use the motion tracker at the same time, or does the pulse rifle require both hands?
It requires both hands to fire, but you can.
But I could
certainly...
drop the motion tracker if I need to
Sure,
fire.
yeah, you could definitely
Okay.
carry both at a time. Yeah. Yeah.
So if I'm going to be taking up the rear, I'm just going to do that. Sorry, excuse me, do that, and then every now and then just kind of turn around since we don't have any light and just do a little sweep with the scanner backwards, I guess. So every round I have to make a check with that then, yeah?
Yeah, you make a power roll. So why don't you go ahead and do that right now? As a matter of fact, I think in the movie Hudson has got his rifle in one hand and the motion tracker in the other while they're all telling him he doesn't know how to read it.
He's the greatest one. I hate his death.
He was pretty badass. On your inventory, there. Oh, that's that.
That was not entry. Sorry.
Justin, on your inventory, there's a little thing that says power. If you click on that, it should do a roll.
Yeah, it froze because it moved from inactive to active.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so you're fine. So you're scanning with the motion tracker, and as you're doing this, this is when Mason also hears something. And you probably hear a little bit of this too, since you had a success on your observation. But anyway, to the northwest in the direction of the light, Mason, you hear voices, and Zmijewski, you sense motion on the motion tracker. You get a couple blips. It's not a lot of movement, but it's enough to set off the sensor on the motion tracker. Basically what you hear, Mason, you hear some voices, sounds very hushed, and then it goes really quiet.
I will whisper that to the team. There's voices over there. It might know we're here.
And I'm gonna put my hand up, signaling that the tracker picked up something.
Okay. Would everybody please give me an observation roll?
I got 3 successes.
I got 1 success. No failures.
Panic.
I had success, but bad things happened.
No.
Okay.
2 successes.
Anybody who needs to roll stress or roll panic. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, a couple things happen here as Zmijewski puts his hand up to indicate he's picked something up on the motion tracker. Anybody who rolled 2 or more successes on this observation test, you hear what sounds like a door open and close very lightly, and you hear some very faint boot steps. They're moving slowly, they're not rushing, but when all of a sudden these voices quiet down, Mason, it's like everybody feels up, and despite how quiet it is, the noises that is, it's still, those of you that had 2 or more successes, you pick that up, and it sounds like it's coming kind of from the north, from your guys' position. Unfortunately, this really freaks out Iona, who rolls a 9 on his panic, which is drop item. What do you got right now? A pulse rifle?
Our
Probably?
gun, service
your
pistol, knife.
Smart gun, oh no. Okay. So you, your smart gun gets snagged on something as you're trying to climb over one of these pipes, and it bangs against it, and to all of you, it sounds like a bomb going off because it's so loud because everything else is so quiet. So it's still like hanging by the harness. You still got to pick it up, but you guys all hear that, and there's like a moment, and be sure, Iona, your stress goes up by 1 when you drop your item there. And
Can we relay to the group the noise that we heard? Or has that already been established since you communicated that?
it's anyone who rolled 2 or more heard
Okay.
it. Those who only rolled 1 or less, they did not hear it. However, what you all then hear is the sound of gunfire as someone or something opens fire on you all. So, why don't we take a quick break here, because we're at our halfway point, and then we'll hop into a combat. If you guys want to add yourselves to the initiative tracker, go right ahead. And I'm going to go grab some water, and I'll be right back.
That was a really fast 2 hours.
I know,
That
right?
really was.
I feel like they went way faster than last week.
We gotta really zoom in to see our little swords
know.
and shields.
It's
It's
so
tiny.
so stupid. It's so dumb. I hate it.
actually
Is
kind of
that the
funny.
only way to actually activate it? Is click it from your token?
As far as I know, in Foundry, that's how it works. I don't know if there's anything different. We'll jump back in here. So, the group of you have made your way through these pipes, and then gunfire erupts in your direction. So, some of these guys are going to open fire on you.
Rip.
All right. Hammer, bullets are flying in your direction, and you can tell that it's from this structure on the other side of these two pillars. You can see that it's some sort of office. You're thinking maybe like the foreman's office or maybe like a break room or something like that. But you can see now the fire. It's definitely fire that's flickering is coming from inside that room. And you can see shapes moving around in there, and you hear the shattering of glass, and then you can see shapes obviously pointing weapons at you, and they open fire.
I'm having a hard time seeing your cursor. Where is it?
I know.
Location?
This right here to this building, this structure right here. Okay. You can tell it's like a freestanding room right there.
Yeah, I see the door now.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I did private rolls here, but the first one hits you for 1 damage. Oh, actually, hold on, let me check the weapon they have here. I should probably equip it. Do they get a bonus? Whoops. No, it's the same thing. Hold on, they don't. Okay, the first one hits you for 2 points of damage. It's 1 success. So if you'd like to...
Armor.
Yep, roll your armor, please. Ooh, look at that. Okay. And then the other one hits you for 1 success as well, so also 2 damage. Okay. So you take 2 points of damage, and it's...
That's direct to our health, right?
Yes. And it is combat now, so that means you take a point of stress when you take a point of damage the first time you take damage in a combat.
Oh.
So just 1 stress, right?
1 stress once per combat.
Okay, but
If you
like
take
if you
damage.
take like 4 damage in 1 shot, you don't suddenly go up 4 stress, right?
Nope. It's just
Okay.
1. Yeah, that's
Just
how I
1,
do it.
cool.
Yeah, just 1. Otherwise, yeah.
Otherwise, it goes too high, too fast. I think.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the dude with the smart gun. Not only does he hit you 4 times, but you take 4 stress just to piss in your Cheerios. No. Okay, so all of you hear the gunfire as you see shots ricocheting off the pipes near Hammer. Some of them hit and bounce off his armor, but a few more get through his armor, and you see a little bit of blood, and he grunts in pain. And we will go to initiative now. So, Mason, you are up first.
Cool. Give me just a second. I had a thought. Where did my stunts sheet go?
Remember, if you spend a fast action to move, you can move 2 zones at a time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there, I guess, these pipes that we see, are they coming up from the ground so we can take cover behind them?
Yeah, there's plenty of place to take cover around the pipes.
Yeah. So I'll just yell out to, or I guess, yeah, to get in cover if it wasn't readily apparent. So, there. And I can't see where the gunfire is coming because of my line of sight, right?
No, but I mean, you can tell based on where Hammer's standing and where he's looking, and he backs away after he kind of rounds the corner. So, I mean, you know that it's from around the corner to the northwest.
Okay. So I can do a fast action to move 2 zones, which is these big squares, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I'll go back over here, try to get line of sight. Oh, no, didn't do that. Gotta be very specific with the movements. Okay. Want to get into cover here and see if I can draw line of sight to whoever's shooting at Hammer.
No, all you see is it looks like there's a room over here. but
Okay.
you can't see any shapes from where you're at.
But they've broken glass. We can't see through that.
Well, you heard them. I mean, he can't draw line of sight to the window
Okay,
from where he's
got
at.
it.
But
Alright.
yeah, where you're standing, Hammer, you can definitely see like there's probably a window or two in there, and they're standing there. But again, keep in mind like you see silhouettes because the light is behind them, and the rest of this area there's no light sources really.
Okay.
And there is a guy to our north. Oh, the UPP soldier.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't see him, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. So Mason, you can still move another zone if you'd like.
We did
okay.
not see him.
So I can
Alright.
go back up here,
Yeah, you can get in between those. Okay.
and then can I Overwatch?
Yeah, it would be another fast action, or you can use your slow action and fire. Now that you're there at the end of the pipes, you can see the room, and you can see there's a couple figures in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take aim at some of the figures. Go to. So, just click on my gun and roll the attack.
Correct.
One success.
Jeez. Would you like to push?
With the amount of stress we're under right now, I think not quite.
Okay. All right. They do have a little bit of cover.
Okay.
So let me just find out what kind of armor that's going to be for them. It's probably about 4 armor, I'd say, for the shitty wall that he's standing behind. So we'll give him 4 armor points. I can't. All right. Well, we'll just roll 4 dice then. There we go. Okay, he blocks 1, so he takes a point of damage.
And
you definitely...
are these guns armor piercing?
Oh yes, you're right. I'm sorry. So he should have rolled less. Let me do that again. I guess I don't need to make this a private roll. There we go. It still did private roll for some reason. He has 0 successes, so
Oh,
he
nice.
takes 2 damage. Even better.
And his stress goes up by 1.
That is true. That is true. Okay. Zmijewski, you're up next.
So I can move within the same zone. As long as I don't move to a different zone, I don't use any of my actions.
Correct.
And there's nothing I can do as a fast action to help reduce panic, right? It's only a slow action.
Yeah, you'd have to give a command check to do that, to get somebody out of panic.
Okay, so I'm going to fall back away from the firing and get some. Well, not get cover, not the get cover action, but I'm going to.
I'm sorry. Is that all you're doing?
Sorry, get back over here and I guess Overwatch this direction here. This is that a doorway right there?
Yeah, you can see that's a door to that room.
I'm going to use my fast action to overwatch the door with my pulse rifle.
Okay.
In case a hostile, opens it, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. Chaplin, you're next. Jessica.
I'm so sorry. I'm just not reacting to the name.
That's okay. It's all right.
So even if I was successful with the roll, I just saw or heard the door. I can't see who's shooting at us.
Yeah, this pillar's kind of in the way. This white circle right here. You can see the corner of the room, but from where you're standing, you can't see where they're shooting from. But you know it's coming from that room.
Ben, are you trying to say something? Because I see your mic flaring up, but I don't hear anything.
Oh, sorry. No.
No, I think he's mouth breathing. Like a
Okay,
creeper.
I was very sure.
Yeah, I am breathing intensely because I'm bleeding out.
Am I allowed to do that, Chris?
Yeah. So that'd only be one zone because you moved from the one big square to the other. So you can still move a second zone if you want.
I'll hold to see what Mason does.
Okay. Do you want to do Overwatch then? Because this game does not have a hold action like
Oh
D&D and
yeah,
stuff.
Then I'll just pass. I think that's a little over my head. I'll just pass.
Okay. Well, you need a ranged weapon to do Overwatch anyway, so if you don't have a ranged weapon, you can't do it.
I have no
So-
weapon. I have my brain.
You have the cutting torch. Believe me, that's a fucking good weapon.
Go up to some guy and just start soldering.
Yep. Okay, at 4, the UPP soldiers open fire. So Hammer, you see that this one from around the pillar, he does pop out, and he's gonna take a shot at you. So here we go.
I pretended like I didn't see him anymore.
Yeah, that's going to be 3 damage from his assault rifle.
Ooh. All right. Go for
Hold on,
Papa Palpatine.
let me see if it's armor piercing. I don't know if it is or not. It
Does
is
he-
not.
Does he get benefit from being at the corner of the terrain there, or does he have to like take cover action to get benefit?
Unfortunately, right now, no, because they acted before him. They had like a surprise round, so they caught him when he was out in the open.
All right, so it's not armor piercing.
Nope, so you get
But-
straight armor.
Oh God,
You
I'm
take
down.
You take
I'm down.
3 points of damage.
I'm
Oh,
down.
all right. I need you to roll a critical damage, please.
Okay,
Critical
this could
injury.
be.
Well, let me ask you this: do you have any story points? And if so, would you like to use one?
If I have one, I would most definitely like to use one. But let me just double check.
Did,
if I
did I give you guys one to start with? If I recall, I think I did. I don't remember.
I don't have one on my sheet.
Yeah, no, I don't have one. So
Negative.
I
Alright.
will roll.
Oh, that's right, because this is hard mode. This is real life. There's no story
Yeah.
point there.
Yeah.
There's no fun here. Get the fuck out. No.
This is our green dragon, Chris.
Oh, you'll know when the green dragon shows up. There's not going to be some random dude with an AK. Oh, no.
It's critical injuries on synthetics, right?
No.
They're just critical injuries.
Yeah, unless you're a synthetic, which I don't think you are.
I am not.
Secret android, kill him! Okay. Broken hand. All right, that could be a lot worse. And do me a favor, roll me a d6 on a 4+. It's going to be your primary hand.
And can I just do that off of my character sheet?
You got to type /roll space 1d6.
You said roll slash.
/roll.
Oh,
I think it
slash
tees
roll.
it up for you if you roll the die and under healing time. Or if you click the little d20 that it says by the 1.
I might have had the wrong slash in there.
Here we go. I just put it in Discord chat so you guys can see what it would, how you type it.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a roll. Oh, there we go. Okay,
1.
so it's your offhand. It's not your primary hand. And according to the injury, it's for 1 day, so it's not too bad. Your hand's only broken for a day. That doesn't really make any sense, but whatever. So you have a broken hand. So during this time, you cannot use your hand. So right now, you're just down to your right hand. Your left hand, a bullet goes right through it as you collapse to the ground. You are now broken. However, that means this other guy can't see you. So, Mason,
Mhm.
there is another soldier that opens fire at you from where you're at. You will have cover, though, because I assume you're just not standing out in the open here. So, he's going to open fire. He has 1 success. That'll be 2 damage. The cover that you've got right now will give you 2 extra armor.
Okay. So I'm right-clicking my armor, and it's not coming up to give me an option to, I guess, do a roll. Oh, came off.
Really? When I
Yeah.
click on your armor, it does.
Well, now it's no longer in my actives.
No,
Well,
no,
you- Click your armor from your stat line at the top.
yeah, that's why. Well, make sure your armor's equipped first,
Yeah, it was, and now it's not. Okay.
and then right-click armor in the top right corner.
Okay. 2.
Okay, so you're gonna take 1 point of damage, and your stress goes up by 1.
Rip.
And then the other guys. So Mason, you can see there's a few more figures moving around in that office. The other ones, though, do not look like these UPP soldiers. They look like they're probably the insurgents. There's one in the window right next to him. So he's going to open up on you because he can see you. He has 1 success for 2 damage.
Okay.
You still got the cover here.
Great.
All right. Both shots are blocked. That's all the shots that come at you right now. Hammer, you are broken. There's not a whole lot you can do when you're broken. You're basically you're not dying. I mean, it's not that bad. You don't have to take any death saves or anything. However, you are kind of fucked up here. So let's find out exactly what you do. I think you can crawl, mumble in pain, you know, that sort of stuff. Okay, you're not dead, but you can crawl and mumble through the pain. You can't perform any other actions, and you can't roll for any skills.
Okay.
So until somebody does medical aid on you, or enough time passes, that's the only way to get your health back up. But you can crawl. So I'll say you can crawl. You probably crawl in 1 zone.
I'm gonna crawl behind this pipe. So I'm next to, is that
Iona?
Iona? Yeah.
Okay. All right, you may do so. Iona, you see Hammer dragging his broken, bloody carcass towards you. It is your turn.
All right. So how dropped was that weapon? Do I need to pick that up and then?
Yeah, it takes a fast action to pick it up.
Okay. So I don't think I can really see anyone from here, right?
No, because the pillar's in the way, but, I mean, they can't see you either, so...
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up the weapon as a fast action and probably not deploy medical aid. I think that's not something I'm particularly trained in. So just overwatch to see if any hostiles come around the corner within my view before my next turn.
Gotcha. Okay. Mason, you're up at the start of the turn. Round 2.
Cool. Okay. And I can still see some people rummaging around inside?
Yeah. Yeah, you, looks like from where you're at, you can see 3.
Okay. But we're not sure if the person we're looking for is in there, so I don't want to, like, shoot a grenade launcher.
Well, yeah, that's probably a good
A
point.
good idea. So I will continue to shoot pulse rifle bursts, I guess.
The same guy you shot or someone else?
Is it a quick action or a slow action to shoot?
Slow action.
Okay. I will keep shooting at the same guy I shot.
Okay, what do you want to use your fast action for?
Can I just yell out to, did I hear or see Hammer go down?
Probably. You're pretty close to him, so on the other side of the pipe.
Can I just yell out to Chaplin to, take care of Hammer, make sure he doesn't die?
Sure.
Cool.
Would you, it would be a slow action if you want to give her a command roll, so I assume you probably want to shoot instead, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Same guy you shot last turn?
Yep.
All right, let her rip. Ooh. 3 successes, 2 panics.
Rip.
Roll that stress.
Oh, hold on. I forgot to do the minus. Rip.
Well, it rolled a 12, so just subtract that by 2. So that's a 10.
Yeah.
Which
Where
is
is-
freeze.
Rip.
Which means your action fails, unfortunately. And you burn through your clip as you rolled a panic on your attack roll, so your gun is now empty. Freeze, you're frozen by fear or stress for 1 round, losing your next slow action. Your stress and the stress of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1.
Rip.
However, I'm going to say it's not going to affect the rest of your team because you're on the other side of one of these giant-ass pipes, so they don't see you.
Gucci.
It only makes sense to me that you're not moving, and that somehow affects them when they can't see you. So the rest of your guys' stress does not go up, but yours does, Mason, as you just hold down the trigger as you see, like, to you it looks like there's a firing squad lining up in this office to shoot at you.
Well, now that I'm frozen, they might be.
Yep. Okay, moving on. Zmijewski, we need you to save the day.
Again.
Too bad I have to make a command check to gather myself.
Well, you can't command yourself out of panic. Command is only to pull someone else out of panic.
Oh, so I just deal with it with the
Yeah.
negatives, I guess? What do
Yeah.
I have to modify -3? Or
You're
two?
at it was -2 to agility. That's the one you had, right? It was the agility one, correct?
No, it was freeze.
Oh, you had freeze as well? What did you panic from?
From the observation roll, I had successes, but I had a panic, and then I rolled a freeze. That's my
Oh.
last turn. I could only do a fast action because I had to forfeit my slow action last turn.
Oh no, you're fine now. That only lasts for one turn.
Oh, okay. So I just manually removed that from my sheet then.
Yeah, for one round, I should say. So yeah, you're fine now. So yeah, you see Hammer goes down, and you hear the click as Mason empties his gun, and maybe those things kind of snap you back to attention. You're like, oh shit, I'm in the middle of a war zone here. My team needs me, so I think you're good to go.
Then I'm gonna just move up to the left side here. Standing, I guess, is that a singular like pipe? How big is that pipe?
It's like a waist-high pipe. It's enough to take cover behind. And
Okay.
keep in mind that Hammer's down on the ground, so you can kind of stand where he's at right now.
Yeah, I'll just I'll remain standing and just fire the pulse rifle, and then when I'm done, I'll just kneel down.
Okay, so you can see up here where there's like that little window. You see there's somebody standing in this window up here. But this corner of the building you can't see because of the pillar.
Right. Yeah. I'll take a shot where the rest of the squad was shooting up near that window.
Okay. Do you want to push?
Get
Yes.
those extra 5 successes you could get.
That is 4 successes. Oh, that is a total of 6 successes, but you have a panic.
You'll be fine.
No.
Nope. Well,
Lol.
sometimes you gamble, it doesn't pay off. Well, what would have been a glorious shot with 6 successes turns into a failure as you also unload your clip and you freeze as well. So your stress and then your 2 partners next to you, their stress goes up as well.
Does the panic automatically make the action fail, or is only certain types of?
If you
panic?
roll a 10 or higher on your panic, it's an auto fail.
Noted.
Am I also incurring stress even though I'm bleeding out?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you see, like, you know, Zmijewski is like otherwise unhurt, and he finally snaps back to attention, and then all of a sudden he's like standing there in the middle of a firefight. He's just got this stare on his face, like, I fucked up. Yeah, that's no good. Chaplin, you hear a lot of clips being emptied, but you don't hear a lot of enemies dying. You probably heard Mason shout, "Take care of Hammer. He's down." What do you do?
Jessica?
Oh no, I know. I'm sorry. I'm looking.
Okay.
So I am gonna make my way over to Hammer.
Okay.
Can I do that in my move?
Yeah, because that's only one zone, so you can just run around the other side of that big oil tank. So you see Iona's taking cover, Hammer's down, bleeding from the hand. Zmijewski is unloading his gun and just kind of staring in the distance, and you're not sure where Mason's at. Do you want to do a medical aid to try to get him operational?
Yeah, can I do it on hammer?
Yes. If you have a med kit, you can use it. It gives you +2 dice, but if you use it, it's gone once you use it.
I have a personal med kit and a surgical kit.
The surgical kit is if you're trying to do something more than just heal him. Actually, hold on. Let's check here because that might actually come into play. And do you have any talents as a chaplain that helps with any of this? I thought he did, but
I'm a field surgeon.
what does that do?
+2 modification and medical aid when treating someone who is about to die from a critical injury.
Okay, so his injury is not fatal, so you can't use that. He will need a test to fix it, but all right, let's see here. All right, yeah, so you can use medical aid, and for every success you get, he'll heal that many wounds. If you use the med kit, you get 2 extra dice, but then it's used up. The personal med kit.
I'll use the. Oh,
All right.
Shit. So I'm gonna use the
Battle
personal
music
med
is
kit.
nice.
Okay, so give me a medical aid at +2.
So should I like remove the medical?
Yeah, you can delete it from your character sheet. Actually, no, just leave it there. We'll just know that you've used it at this point. So.
So
but yeah,
should I
go ahead.
add the +2 to the 4? Or should I just click it and then we'll add the +2?
No, you right click on medical aid and then add 2 to where it says base modifier. Oh no, 10 dice and not
Told
a
you, I'm
single
rolling like
success.
shit.
Oh,
How does that?
that is
Rip.
bad. All right. The UPC.
I'm just staring at Chaplin as like fiddling around trying to fix me.
I put the mustache on my face.
All right. You're on Overwatch, right, Mason?
No, dog. I praise.
Oh, that's right. You froze. Okay. Well, you do see someone come from behind this pillar up here, and they dart between the pipes to the east.
I'm
You
sorry.
think-
I had my character sheet open, so I couldn't see you.
This pillar here to the north, you see someone dart out to the east, to the right, and they go between the pipes.
Okay.
Let's see. And then this guy, well, he can still see you, so he's going to open fire on you again.
No.
All right. Oh, but he has 0 successes as the shots go wild.
As I'm standing frozen.
Yak. Okay. Well, they don't do too much. The insurgents are next.
Oof.
You see another one. He moves up. You see an insurgent move up to the other pillar, and he takes cover there. And it looks like he takes points the gun at you and opens fire. 1 success for 2 damage.
Okay. Do I still have cover, or since I'm frozen, no?
No, I'd say it's off cover. I mean, you didn't really move, so.
Okay.
Is that person who was just shot within a short range of me, Chris?
No, they're 2 zones away, so they'd be at medium range.
Okay.
I got 1 success.
Take a point of damage. And then... Sorry, man, you're out in the open. No one else is there. These guys are in cover. However, this guy rolls a 1 on his 1 stress die. So the guy you've been shooting, he returns fire, obviously in a very panicked way. And you hear his gun go click, and bullets just spray and clank all over the pipes next to you.
We share a somber look as we both know what it's like to waste our entire shots.
He looks at you, he's like, you too? A2, Brute?
Performance issues, huh? Yeah, happens when stressed.
All right, Hammer. Do you want to crawl anywhere else, or just lay there?
I'm just gonna continue. Can you still hear me? Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to lay there because there's not really a whole lot that I can do.
You can swear profusely at your teammates, you know? Okay.
I'm gonna start reading or saying out loud the Marine code.
Okay. I dig it. All right. Iona, your team's in some real bad shit right now.
Yeah.
What do you do?
We'll see if I can help at all with that, or just makes things worse. I'm gonna pop up, I guess, around this corner so that I can hopefully see somebody.
Okay.
I can move this dang thing.
Good luck with that.
Why is it? No,
Can you select your token?
it's being weird. Oh, is it because I've got... There we go. Got it that time.
Yeah, you can see there's a couple people in the room, and there's one guy on the other side of that pillar to the north, the middle pillar.
Okay. Does these middle pillars go to the ceiling? You
Yes.
just kind of like halfway pop down.
No, they're supports for the ceiling.
Okay.
And it looks like they are pretty much all opening fire on just to the north of you. You can tell that's where Mason is taking cover on the other side of the pipes.
Guess I'm gonna shoot at the guys in the room.
Okay. Go ahead.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. With our bazillion stress.
Holy fuck! You've got 8 stress?
I had 4 when I came in here. And
Oh my god.
Things have only gotten worse.
It sure has, yeah.
well,
You panic
yeah,
and
there it is.
Gotten thematic.
jeez.
Goodbye, everybody.
Flee. You just can't take it anymore. You must flee to a safe place and refuse to leave it. You won't attack anyone and won't attempt anything dangerous. You are not allowed to make a retreat roll if anyone's engaged. Your stress is decreased by 1, but every friend who sees you panic must make an immediate panic roll.
Oh, God.
Boy.
I don't think I can see him, but you tell
No,
me.
you cannot. And Hammer, this doesn't matter for you because you're broken.
Okay. I was gonna say, how much more can I rage?
I mean, if you want to help me flip the table, I can do that. So we're gonna need Zmijewski and that's it, because Chaplin's an android. Make a panic roll, please. Scream. You scream your lungs out for 1 round, losing your next slow action. Your stress is decreased by 1, but anyone who hears you scream must make an immediate panic roll.
No.
All right, so Sean, this time you do have to make a panic roll as you hear Zmijewski screaming bloody murder.
Shit.
Good luck,
Okay.
everybody else.
I try to change lanes now, okay? Oh, you flee as well. Okay. So your stress goes down by 1. Luckily, none of your allies see you bravely running away.
As they're running away, I go, "This is my rifle! There are many like it, but this one is mine!"
Chaplin, it's all going to hell. Everybody's fleeing and panicking.
It's a good rifle.
So who's fleeing right now? Iona and Mason. Okay.
So is it my turn now?
I'm just checking to see, do you flee right now? I think you do that on your turn. You would do the flee. So,
Okay.
It is now Mason's turn. So Mason, you must flee. You must flee to a safe place. I would say a safe place to you is probably out of this building and back in the APC or somewhere outside taking cover.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Definitely not in this building.
So I can move 2 zones?
You can burn your slow action to get another fast action, and then you can run twice. You can move 4 zones,
Okay, so...
which
1,
you're
2.
fleeing, so that's definitely what I think you would do.
Yeah. Just give it a second while it slowly meanders over. So that's 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then I can get out, right?
1, 2, 3. Yep, 4 to get outside.
Peace, boys.
Okay.
Oh, the door's closed.
You gotta open it.
Oh, that small ass button. Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
the door. For that giant door. Okay, well, Mason pieces the fuck out, leaving you guys to die.
Not
Although
by
you're probably
choice, but
too
but-
distracted as this is happening. So we're on to Zmijewski. Actually, hold on. I forgot. I need to roll. Cat, please stop. Thank you. I need to roll some initiative here for someone else.
oh boy.
Well, and one more. All right. Well, I mean, there's not much initiatives left, so they kind of got to take what's left. But you guys hear the sounds of a vehicle approach. You're up, Justin.
I will hold Overwatch for that same window this time.
Okay.
Just waiting for them to peek again. And then I
Okay.
have to forfeit my slow action.
Gotcha.
Do,
Okay.
Do we know that Mason has fleed?
I would say that with all that's going on, you guys might
Wait.
hear him run
Oh,
past.
Hold on, Chris. I have a
Yeah.
special talent.
Mm-hmm.
Overkill.
Oh boy.
You don't run and hide when the going gets tough. Instead of panicking in the face of mortal danger, you can turn your fear into aggression and use it as a weapon.
Oh boy.
That's
So
if you roll. Did you roll over? Is it 11? Is that what it is, Chris? Or is it any time?
I rolled
you
a
can-
13. Well, it says
Yeah.
anytime you trigger, you can use the. You can turn your fear into aggression. You can trigger the overkill effect when you make a panic roll, is what it says.
Okay, hold on. Let me just double check.
It's a good skill.
overkill.
Hopefully
believe-
it works out.
Yeah, I think it does actually.
I had to use that last time, and I had to empty an entire clip.
But it ended up dying, right? So
It didn't
Okay.
run away.
So yeah, you are
Mhm.
correct. The overkill talent lets you replace the effect of a panic result of 11 or higher with the overkill effect if you have any enemies in sight. When triggering overkill, you must immediately attack your enemies, and you won't stop until you or all enemies in sight are broken. All other PCs in short range of you must make an immediate panic roll. Okay, well, they don't see you do that. So yeah, you'd actually be back there, and you can go into overkill mode instead. However, your gun is empty because you panicked last turn.
yeah.
So, and it's a slow action to reload.
Cool. I have a knife. I could just sprint at him and stab him to death.
You could, yeah.
So I will sprint at him and stab him to death.
Okay, I believe it's a fast action to draw your weapon though.
Oh, well then an attack is a slow action, right?
Yeah, but then you're also moving. So you can draw your weapon and then you can get into combat with this guy.
Okay.
Because it would be one movement to move into his zone. It would be a second movement to move from his zone into engaged with him.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
yeah, so you draw the knife and you go charging at this guy, and there's a look of panic in his eye, like, what is this crazy bastard doing? As you bravely charge the gun line. Okay, so Zmijewski, you keep the same action then? You're just gonna stay on Overwatch?
Right, yeah. That's still not gonna change, I think, what I do.
You probably you can't see him, so you might hear someone running, but at this point, you probably can't tell who it is.
Yeah, I think all I can see is that window, like halfway up the right side of that wall, because the door's not open on the south side of that room.
Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha. All right, Chaplin, you're up. You can attempt another medical aid roll, but you won't have the med kit this time.
Right. No, that I know.
Fix me.
Okay, you get 1 health back, Hammer,
Yes.
as the android patches you up a little bit, gets you back in the fight.
Oh my God, I'm
The
gonna go
mustache.
Kratos on this.
Do you want to move at all, Chaplin, or do anything with your fast action?
Good luck, human.
Are you just taking cover, moving to another zone?
Yeah, or just like out of like what would be immediate sight or shooting sight.
Sure. Okay. Well, these guys can't see you, so yeah, he'd probably. I think that guy would just chill there for now. Okay, on initiative 5, Zmijewski, you may use your Overwatch as you see there's a guy in that window you can see, and you can see that he is aiming his gun in your guy's direction. Looks like he's about to open fire. Oh no, another panic. Roll your panic, your stress, please.
Everybody pray to Jesus Cristo.
Oh my god, flee again, and your gun goes click, click. Your stress goes down by 1. Unfortunately,
It's going a downward trend, so that's not a bad thing, all right?
yeah, just keep fleeing. Yeah, eventually you'll be good. Unfortunately, your gun is empty now, and Iona must make a panic test.
I have to make a panic test. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
that's
up
right.
now.
'Cause you're standing. Yep.
Great. Oh.
Berserk. All right, Hammer, you freeze. Your stress and the stress of Zmijewski and Iona goes up by 1. And Iona goes berserk. You must immediately attack the nearest person or creature, friend or foe. Well, obviously, we'll say you're going to attack the enemies here. I don't think you turn around and start shooting your friends when there's fresh enemies nearby. So, give me an attack roll. Is your gun currently loaded or is it empty?
Yeah, because I panicked, so it's empty. I haven't had a
Alright.
chance to reload.
Yeah, you don't have anything to attack with then. Well, you could pull out. Do you have a different weapon? Do you have another ranged weapon?
I have a service pistol. Yeah.
All right.
Chris, one question. Because he fleed, does that mean my stress goes up?
No, it's anyone who sees him flee must make the panic test, which you did already.
Okay, all right. But my stress does go up 1 by.
That's
Freeze.
from your freeze. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at 8.
Nice. You guys are really good at this game. Okay, Iona. Yeah, I guess you would switch to your pistol and start shooting. So, give me an attack roll. You ignore panic here as far as you don't make panic rolls while you're berserking. So that's good.
That's something. Maybe I
Okay,
can kill
you
it.
do of course go through the clip though, but you have 2 hits, which will be 2 damage from the pistol. Yeah. Okay, well let's see if he if this the cover he's in helps him at all. It does. He takes another hit, but he's still up. You do score a hit though, but he's still standing. At 7, you guys hear a lot of noise from the southwest corner. It sounds like on the other side of where these big tanks are, and well, Miss Eckford and her dog catchers move in, and they're gonna start opening fire. Obviously at the bad guys, not at you.
Hope so.
Okay, she scores 2 hits. That's gonna be 3 damage. And this motherfucker right here. This guy's got armor though, but it is armor piercing, so we'll see. Oh my god, he rolls 3 successes. So you guys don't see her, but you can hear the gunfire coming from these tanks to your west, or your southwest, and there are shots. You can see Iona hitting the wall of this room, and it sounds like these guys are trying to take cover as she opens fire. And then Hammer, you're next.
Well, I'm frozen, so I can't do anything this round, right?
I think you lose your slow action, right? You still have a fast action.
I
Yeah,
still
you
have
still get
fast
to
action.
Yeah.
With fast action, I can't move and shoot, correct?
You can only move. Shooting is a slow action. Attacking
Okay.
is a slow action.
These motherfuckers, I really want to murder them. How many spaces can I move?
2 zones.
2 zones. I'm gonna move myself to cover here.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead.
well.
You have to move around because those are solid
Yeah.
objects. You can't drag yourself through them.
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way between the pipes, you see where Eckford is standing. She's taking cover between them, those big canisters, and she's shooting to the north towards that room. And she looks over to you, and for a second she's about to turn her gun, but when she sees it's another Marine, she holds her fire. And then from where you're standing right there, you can see this door on the west wall has opened up, and you see the rest of her team is starting to make their way in.
And I just like pump my chest and I just go, hooah!
Iona, you're up. You are... Wait. Oh yeah, you're berserking, so you still can attack. Oh, you'd have to reload this turn. Or you can pull out the knife and charge into combat.
Is reload slow?
It is a slow action.
I don't want to necessarily get in a knife combat, but somebody berserking probably would.
Live the life, bro. We're having a knife party over here.
Yeah.
We having a knife party?
It's true, yeah, he's leading by example up here.
Yeah, let's just like draw a knife and sprint up here, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you can get into combat with that guy too. So
That's true.
yeah,
Chris,
something
do you
like
move
that.
faster with a knife?
Always. Especially if you bunny hop and zip sideways while you do it.
Crush jump.
Okay.
Just gonna teleport stab like
Yeah.
old Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, this guy looks terrified because now there's 2 maniacs charging him with knives and empty guns. And then at 10, the dog catchers come piling into the room like a SWAT team. And Hammer, it brings a tear of joy to your heart as you see how proficient these guys move in. They move 2 zones, so they all move in through the door here. And then you see that they start moving north towards the room here.
Can I join up with them?
Well, on your turn you can, but they like totally ignore you and they just turn, and they're moving like a SWAT team. And as they turn, they like basically take cover against the wall. They start opening fire as they're moving in. And all of you then can probably see the dog catchers as they come around the corner, and they just let rip into the into that room. No fear, and no regard for their own personal safety, as a good soldier does. Okay, so this guy's armor is gonna be. All right, this time the wall does not protect the UPP soldier at all, as he gets hit for 3 damage. And you see chunks of the wall and glass from the window are just cutting through. And then the next guy opens fire, following up from his buddy. He scores a hit. Let's see here. Let's see if this guy's armor can protect him. It does. And then you see the other guy, he gets against the wall and opens the door for his last buddy, who moves up to the doorway and is finally able to see these guys from behind and just opens fire into the room. He's gonna full auto because he's a boss like that. And he scores 2 hits, and he's gonna push it because why the fuck not? It didn't do anything. Lame. All right, well, he gets 2 hits, so he hits 2 separate targets. So this guy, all right, and then this guy, let's roll his armor. Okay, so, Hammer, you don't see all of this that happens other than you see them open the door. The 4th guy moves up to the doorway and just sprays bullets across the room, and you hear 2 people cry out in pain, as they are hit. You guys can't see it, but there's definitely two guys that just got murdered. Why don't, if anybody wants to roll me some critical injuries here for these guys. I need 2 critical injury roll, please.
How do we do that?
Under tables,
Yeah, go
critical
to
injuries.
rollable tables. First one will be for the UPP soldier. The second one will be for the insurgent. Okay, winded. All right, so that guy's okay. He's not dead, but he is broken. And then I need another one for the insurgent, please.
I'm not seeing the table to roll.
I'm gonna do one more.
Really? You don't have it under alien tables? And then mother tables?
It would be under item directory.
No.
That's in the rollable tables.
Rollable tables. What'd you get here? Severed ear. Okay. Well, none of these are fatal, but those 2 guys are down for the count. And then we are back up to start of turn 4. Mason. You can attack this guy in close combat.
I would definitely like to. So would I use the skill or would I just use my knife?
Use your knife, and you can have +1 because it's 2-on-1 right now.
Nice.
Okay. Roll. That's what, 3 damage. So you stab this guy, get a pretty good hit on him. He lets out a shout. Looks like he doesn't really have any armor on. And he's still standing, but he's very hurt. And our good Polish soldier over here, what are you going to do? It's your turn.
Do I roll stress when I'm overkilling?
Oh, no, because it's kind of like Berserk. So,
Okay.
no, you do not. Zmijewski, you're up.
This is my fleeing turn.
Okay, go ahead and flee.
Damn. That sucks.
All right, as you're running, you see that the other UPP soldier has come around from behind you guys, and it looks like he takes aim at you as you start running past him. But you can move. You can change your direction. You still have another zone you can move. Try to take some cover. Okay. Chaplin, you're next. Your
Can I
team is
hold-
running in every direction right now.
Yeah, can I hold until someone within short range of me is hit by an attack?
No, because there's not really a
There's
hold
no
action in
hold.
this
I'm
game.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just I'm like in my head with the other rolls. I'm sorry. Crap. I'm just useless until certain things happen, I think.
I mean, you do have the cutting torch.
I am a high skilled android. I don't know about that. Can you tell me what I'm seeing in front of me?
Well, you can. I mean, as you peek around the corner, you can see that to your right, Zmijewski has run. He's fleeing. And
Oh yeah, I heard you. I just want to can I see somebody in my immediate vicinity or no?
you don't see any enemies. The only people you see are the Weyland-Yutani team breaching the office right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna pass then and watch what they do.
Okay, Ben, we're getting some mouth breathing again.
Sorry.
Okay, UPP soldier is up. There's only one left. He's going to open fire on you as you run past him, Justin. He completely misses, though, because he's a great soldier from the glorious motherland.
Or maybe
Apparently-
I'm a track star and he can't hit me. Usain
It
Bolt.
could be. It could be. He does hit the pillar, but that's about it. The other insurgents, this guy's going to shoot the Weyland-Yutani team in hopes that he can somehow survive this. He scores a hit on the guy in the door, who takes a wound. And then the other one is fighting the two of you. He's going to try to flee. So he's going to try to make a mobility roll to get away from you guys. He fails. You both can take attacks of opportunity as he runs past you. shivving him in the corner. Holy shit!
Gross.
Wow. So Mason with 5 successes, that'll be 6 damage. And Iona with 3 successes. Are you currently berserking right now? Yeah, you're the one berserking. So
Yeah.
you guys just stab this guy over and over and over as he turns to run and he collapses into a heap. We're not going to do a critical injury there. That guy is fucking dead. You just stab him to death over and over. There's no
Way to go, Iona. That's how we do it.
Teamwork.
Teamwork and unity, yeah.
All right. Eckford is going to move up here. She runs along the wall of the room up to the window. You guys see her. She basically points her gun inside, really not looking, and just opens fire, trying to hit that guy that's standing by the window. And she misses. She'll push, because why not? That is going to be... Well, she should be rolling more dice. So she has two hits. And this guy's got no armor, so he gets a big hit. He's very hurt. You hear shouts of panic. Hammer, you're up.
Giddy up. All right, I'm gonna go Spartan Rage here. I'm gonna meet up with the rest of the Wayland Utani folks, dog catchers.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fucking fire my weapon at the first Marine first dude I see.
Okay, so you can get up to the door next to that guy, and you can see just past him in the northern corner of the room next to the window, there's one last insurgent left that Eckford has just shot through the window. And it looks like this insurgent just shot the dog catcher in front of you. So he'll like kind of move out of your way as he takes the hit. So you have a clear line of sight to him.
All right, I will proceed to unload my, I'll take a shot with my smart gun.
Okay.
All right, no modifiers, just roll, right?
Yep. Clear shot. Doors wide open. Okay. Oh, you roll stress though. Roll
That's
that
all right.
panic.
I'm just gonna end up unloading my clip, I believe.
Yeah, probably. Seek cover. Your stress goes down by 1, but all friendly PCs increase their stress by 1.
And
Luckily,
I
the only
have
people that
overkill.
see... Oh, you're just going to overkill then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just say you score the hit then. So that's what? 3, 4, 5, 6 damage to this guy. You shred him to absolute pieces. Just from, like, thigh to shoulder. Just right across his midsection. And he's like... His body's twitching back and forth as the bullets are forcing him back. He smashes into the corner, and there's a big smear of blood as he hits the ground.
This is kind of like twitching from like the original RoboCop movie when they're firing all those shotguns.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the shoulders back and forth, just. Yeah, he dead. Iona, what do you do? There are no more sounds of gunfire coming from inside the office.
Okay.
But you guys do hear gunfire off to the southeast of you. On the other side of the pipes.
So with the initial target for Berserk down, I can like reload my weapon and take a normal action, or
You could use your slow action to reload and use your fast action to move to try to find. You can tell there's got to be at least one more enemy since
that sounds
there's more
good.
shooting. So yeah, you can reload and move 2 zones. So just burn and reload, and then we will be up to the dog catchers. Well, they actually do have line of sight to this guy. So you see,
whoops, ignore that.
So Hammer, you see one of the dog catchers like motions, doesn't even say anything, and all 4 of them go off in this direction where you can hear the gunfire at. And once again, with very great precision, they see this guy and they begin to open fire on him. And I really don't think, between 4 dudes attacking him, that he's going to survive. Well, let me do all their attacks first here. Oh, yeah. Look at that. 3 successes, too. Okay. So, one guy unloads his clip. So, all 4 of them just in short, controlled bursts, one after another. You see, like, the front guy takes a shot, and then he ducks down and to the left and lets the guy behind him, because they're in single file right now. So, like, he takes a shot, moves out of the way, and the guy behind him just follows up. And it's like a thing of beauty as just 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them hit this guy center mass. The last guy just holds down the trigger to make sure he's dead. And Zmijewski, you can see that from around the corner, this guy like turns to his right to see whatever's about to hit him, and you just see a ton of bullets rip through his body, and he crashes into the ground, and he's definitely dead as well. And just like that, the fight comes to an end as the Wayland team just helps you guys clean house here. And the combat is over.
That was intense.
So eventually everybody's panic will end. The berserking will eventually stop as you've killed all the enemies. You stop seeing red. All of you are probably a little beat up except for, I think, Chaplin. Didn't take any damage. But there are 2 individuals who are down but not dead. One of them was winded, and the other guy, I don't remember what his injury was, but it wasn't
Missing
fatal.
an
He had
ear.
the ear, that's right. Yeah. So you see the insurgent is holding the side of his head. There's blood gushing down from where his ear's been shot off, and the UPP guy looks incredibly exhausted. They're both in the office. You guys can move around freely on the map now if you'd like.
Can I find any dropped weapons?
Yeah. The guys you were just fighting have what's called an AK-4047, which is a UPP assault rifle.
It was a
I'll
good
pick up
call.
1 or 2 of them. I mean, I don't have any weapon.
You also see that the UPP soldiers had knives, and they each had a couple grenades and a pistol. The insurgents just have the assault rifles. So, yeah, if you want an assault rifle, you can definitely take one. Let me see if I can drag that to your character sheet here.
Ignore my roll, sorry.
I'll
I'll take a
flag down
knife too.
Iona.
Okay. All right.
Any of these guys have, like, some med kits or stims that I could see?
No. No, there are definitely no med kits here. All right, Jess, let me give you those items as soon as I find them. Continue on, everybody, as you're discussing what you're going to do here. Not all at once.
Yeah, Iona, since we were basically balls deep on that insurgent, we should probably check out the office as well.
Balls deep. With your knives.
Okay,
you-
hilt deep. We were hilt deep. Okay.
What are you checking, Sergeant?
The office?
Okay, so
This-
when you get into the office, there is a oil barrel in here, and that looks like where they have lit a fire to keep them warm and give them a little bit of light. That's where the light was coming from.
Okay.
Other-
I mean, do we
other than
see
that,
what
there's-
looks like the
there's a-
bed? Like,
There's a couple chairs in here that they were obviously using. But other than that, it's fairly barren.
okay, so we don't see like the guy we're looking for or like the woman we're looking for.
I don't believe so. Hold on, I'm trying to do like 10 things at once here. Just bear with me.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so there's your gun, Chaplin. You can change the reloads to 2. It already has a clip in it, and it has one more reload ready to go. And then here's the knife. And I've gotta find the grenade. I'm not sure where those are. There's 2 grenades on each guy, so you could take. There's a total of 4 grenades. So you change the reloads to 4 on that if you take them all, and then change the reloads on the assault rifle to 2. Okay. That's what you find there. And I'm sorry, Sean. What were you doing? You're checking the office for anything else?
Yeah, we're looking for the woman.
For Wojak.
Yeah,
The
Wojak.
Okay, so let's see. There's yeah, you definitely tell these other guys are civilians. There's the 2 UPP soldiers, and it looks like they were probably passing around a bottle of vodka. Other than that, as you're kind of looking around here, the only other thing that happens is as you're searching, you hear from underneath one of the UPP soldier's jacket, you hear the crackle of a comms unit that he was obviously trying to hide.
Oh. Well, let's grab that.
Okay. Yeah, you've got, it looks like a UPP, some sort of UPP comm device.
Great, great. And you said two of the guys were still alive?
Yep, it's the 2 in the corner of the office, the UPP soldier and the insurgent that are next to each other.
Great.
The guy on the north side of the one is the one that got smeared against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was no feeling good.
As this happens, you can see Eckford's team is reloading their weapons and checking on the one guy that got hit. And she joins you guys in the office. She says, seems it was a good idea to bring us along, Sergeant.
Yeah. Seems like it was. Go me.
I hope this proves our intent to you.
Possibly. We'll see. I do appreciate the assistance, though.
Can I ask one of these guys, any carrying smart gun ammo?
No.
No. All right.
Okay, well, what do you guys do? You have 2 prisoners here. They're hurt, but they are alive.
I think we started interrogating them.
Probably. I'll flag down the rest of the squad to maybe make their way into the office so we can begin questioning the prisoner.
Okay. Does everybody do that?
Sergeant, I'd like to volunteer.
Don't you always?
Well, I think I have the wounds to prove that I'm committed here.
Sure.
Chaplin, do you join them in the office as well?
I do. I'm
Okay.
watching Eckford with suspicion.
She has her arms crossed as she's watching the sergeant, and her team is, I mean, you guys are all probably in the office, it's big enough. Her team is standing off to one side. They're just discussing amongst themselves, and they're fixing up the one guy who was injured. Otherwise, it looks like they're checking over their gear and keeping a close eye on the two prisoners.
All right, well, Hammer, if you want to start in.
Thank you. I proceed to go to the body that I have obliterated in the corner,
Okay.
drag what's left of it, and bring it to the closest insurgent, and begin to start the process.
Okay,
Of-
what exactly?
What
Wow,
is the process?
Yeah, I don't.
The process is, what are you doing here?
Give me a manipulation roll, please. You can use your strength since you're obviously intimidating him.
Yeah, I also have the skill menacing.
What does that do?
That is, you have a scary physical presence that makes it easy to intimidate people. You can roll for manipulation using strength instead of empathy.
Oh, that's okay. That's why we're doing that, because you have that talent. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I will roll strength.
Okay. This is
Yeah. That's good.
a. Well, you panic.
Yep. All right, and I will roll my stress, which I will also. Oh shit! Can I use overkill at this time, or do I need to be in a actual
You-
combat setting?
If
I-
you do that, you'll probably kill him.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say you can overkill, and you get so angry when this guy doesn't answer your question immediately, that you can trigger your overkill and attack him.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna beat him to a bloody pulp.
Okay. So Hammer drags this bloody body over, throws it next to the guy, is like, start talking. And the guy looks at the body in complete shock, like, what the fuck are you doing, to probably his friend. And Hammer just gets this look in his eyes, and like after 2 seconds of no answer, just dives on the guy and starts just bashing his head against the floor.
Can we stop him?
You can try. What do you like to do? How do you stop him?
I'm gonna flag everyone that is on the squad to pull Hammer off. Grab him,
Okay.
boys. I'll help.
All right. Well, I would unless anybody does not help, I would say between the four of you, you guys can pull him back. And Ben, roll me another critical injury on this guy.
Critical injury. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's pull up that critical injury.
Knocked out teeth. Well, that seems. Look, sometimes the story
Fitting.
just writes itself. Yeah. Yeah. You bashed his face against the floor, and a couple teeth pop out before they're able to pull you back. And he looks up with just this bloody face, just absolute pain and shock in his eyes. But you guys do pull him back.
So as they pull me off, I'm gonna be like, "All right," I'm gonna turn to the next guy and ask him a question.
No, you are done, man.
What the fuck are you doing here? As they pull me away.
This guy looks like he's not as shocked as the other guy. This guy looks like he's probably a soldier, but obviously the situation's not in his favor. So the group starts to restrain him. What does everybody else do once you guys kind of get him pulled off? Sergeant, do you do anything? Do you have somebody else ask the questions?
Let's have Zmijewski and Iona. They worked really well last time.
Okay. All right. Well, looks like you guys are up.
No, I'm gonna bail. I fucking can't with this today. Not again. I'm just gonna leave the office and try to smoke a cigarette outside.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You go back to the APC probably. All right.
That's
Zmijewski,
hilarious.
do you do anything when he asks you to start asking questions?
Naturally, I step into the room or frame, and I start unbuckling my belt. I double the belt back over and approach this other individual and put the belt under the nose and say, "Can you smell that?"
He looks really puzzled at you, and he says something in Russian back to you.
Is the answer yes or no in Russian?
It's more than one word, so you're not sure.
So assuming that doesn't, I don't understand that to be a yes or a no, I'm going to strike him across the face with the belt.
Okay, would you like to give me a manipulation test to try to interrogate him?
Yes.
Well, he panics, and you have a
That's
success. So, he starts rattling stuff off in Russian, and none of you really understand him. And this goes on for a couple minutes. Well, maybe not a couple minutes, but a couple moments. And you perhaps get ready to strike him again with the belt. And Eckford steps forward and she says, "Private, if I may, I do know a bit of Russian."
I'll nod as I menacingly back away, keeping my eye on him, I'm
Mhm.
gonna do one of the motions, point to my eyes, point to him, and then just hold up the belt in my right hand and stare at him wide-eyed.
He seems to understand the message, and she says something to him, and you can see she's struggling to get some of the words, and it doesn't sound like she's very fluent, but she can speak it a little bit, and eventually she says they it seems they were sent here to wait for Wojcik to be delivered to them.
So, Wojcik has not been delivered.
It does not seem so. And she looks down at the guy on the ground, and she just takes a step forward, and she kind of puts her boot on like his neck. She doesn't like crush him, but she like puts it on his neck to be like, she doesn't seem like she wants to get her hands dirty. And she says, "Is this true?" And he shakes his head up and down.
She's talking to the insurgent, not the UPB soldier.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And he obviously he seems to speak English and understand that.
Well, when is she supposed to be delivered? I'm talking to the UP, or not the guy who speaks English, the insurgent.
Surgeon, he's like, they didn't give us a time. They said to wait a few hours. They were gonna be bringing her from the compound, and then we were gonna hand her off to the UPP when they got here.
How many hours ago was that?
Maybe about 2, 3.
And where's your compound?
He looks really nervous when you ask that, as if he obviously doesn't want to say anything. And you see Eckford puts a little pressure with her boot, and he like spits up some blood in another tooth. He's like, "Oh, okay. Look, it's in the west district. If you got a map, I'll show you where it is."
Yeah, we got a map, right?
We'll assume you guys have a map, yes.
Oh,
So if you guys go to the... Oh, wait. This is... Okay. If you guys go to the colony map, I can point it out for you really quick here. The area that he points out. So he points it out up here. In the to the north of the West District. Yep. You see how there's this circle right here on the map?
yeah.
See that? It's just below that in this like neighborhood. He points it out.
Great. Wonderful. How many guys you got in your compound?
I mean, there's usually at least a dozen or so. They come and go. It just depends how many are there.
Okay. Great. Well, I think we found our next destination.
Eckford looks to you. Anything else?
Yes, friend. Anything else?
She's saying that more to you guys. Like, is there anything else you want to ask him?
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I thought you were. Zmijewski was responding in more so back to Sean. Like, will you let me beat him again?
I mean, yeah. However you want that to be conveyed, Justin.
It's open to interpretation. The belt's in hand already.
so from my understanding, the soldiers we're looking for were supposedly bringing in bioweapons, terrorism stuff.
Well, that's what Stoles told you back at the station.
Right. So I guess I'll ask the insurgent, what has she given you, if anything?
Are you asking what Wojcik has given them?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I've never seen her. I heard she was being taken to the compound, and that's where they were keeping her. Probably to talk to the boss. I would guess.
Your boss have a name?
Again, he looks a little nervous to say anything, and then between Eckford and between the boot and the belt, he quickly thinks twice, and he's like, his name's Batos, Imri Batos. He's the leader of the insurgency here on the moon.
Wonderful. Fantastic. I'll clap Zmijewski on the shoulder and give him the, I guess, go ahead to have fun with his belt or whatever.
I mean, at this point, I can discern that we've gotten what we need out of this guy, right?
I mean, he's telling you everything you're asking, and I mean, you don't have any reason to not believe what he's saying.
And I'm taking that as Iona saying, I'm done with him. Right? Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get really close to him and put the belt back under his nose again. Say, you were this close. And I'm gonna turn around, put the belt on, and walk out.
The guy like breathes a sigh of relief and just like, puts his head down on the side of the floor like, oh, thank God, it's over. All right. Well, at this point, Eckford looks to you, Sergeant, and I think Hammer and Chaplin are still in the room as well. So, Sergeant, what's the next move here?
Well, we need to get to the compound before I think they either realize something's happened here or just decide to take her somewhere else.
Just as I agree. If they've got one of the AWOLs, then we should make haste.
Yeah. We want the, we need to take care of the AWOLs. As in our squad. This was our mission. We're appreciative of your help. But if you find them, please let us deal with them.
Give me a manipulation roll.
Oh, I have so much panic.
Well, you don't... I mean, I'll put it this way. You don't have to if you're not... if you're really trying to, like, convince her or bully her or threaten her. Or
No, I'm just at this point asking out of mutual respect. But I mean, hey, I can't... I ain't her boss, so...
Is anybody holding me back still?
I don't think so at this point.
Oh my God, I want to headbutt somebody. I'll wait for Sean to continue. The sergeant.
Yeah,
no, I think, yeah.
She just says, of course, Sergeant.
All right, thanks. I'll stick my hand out for a handshake.
She'll shake it.
I guess we'll see you at the compound.
She says, if your squad needs backup again, we'll be on frequency 347 or whatever. She'll give you a frequency number.
347. All right, Gucci.
And she walks out, and then her team falls in step behind her, and they go out to their APC.
All right, I guess let's get back to our APC and get to the insurgent compound.
All right, so at this point, when you guys... is there anything else anybody wants to do here before you guys load back up?
Yeah, I guess
are we being... Go ahead.
lead everybody to the APC while the interrogation was happening. I wanted to do a quick chat with... Is it Dante on there?
Dante is the other private, and then Silva is the captain. She's the one in charge, and she's been keeping in touch with base.
Silva, yeah.
Dante was the one that was complaining of
Back
Like,
pain.
Yeah, the back pain from her surgery, and she showed the sergeant her medical discharge report.
Okay. Basically, I meant to ask, on arriving back at the APC before everyone else, if this handpicked team was selected on the basis of being the most unhinged lunatics available amongst the various squadrons and battalions within reach of Fort Nebraska.
Are you asking both of them, or are you asking one of them in particular?
I can ask it to both of them, just venting into
More
the
like
APC.
more like in passing rather than like an actual question.
Yeah.
Okay. Silva, gives you more of like a serious answer, and she says, everybody was handpicked by Hatfield himself. I don't know the reasons, I just know that he's the man that made the choices. And Dante kind of, shrugs and laughs, and she's like, well, what'd you expect from an AWS?
Well, a statement with a little forethought in it. I guess if that were true, what would that say about me? And I sit down.
Dante seems confused and doesn't really seem to know how to respond to that.
Well, they'll be in shortly, or I guess we could pull up the APC and meet everyone around the corner.
Yeah, you could.
This
That's not
situation's
not
quieted down.
a problem. Well, as you do that, you notice that. Let me make sure I got my notes here. Hold on a second. Yeah, you can see as you and Dante probably go to start moving the APC up. She moves up to the passenger seat. She lets you take the driver's seat, and you see she kind of winces, obviously in pain. You see she's rubbing her back, and then she's kind of rubbing like the bottom of her rib cage, diaphragm area. When she sits down, she's like, ah.
Don't make any comments on it.
All right.
Having heard the earlier discussion about cyborg surgeries or whatever.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, eventually, you guys, they bring the APC around. Hammer, you sounded like you wanted to do something?
Yeah, I wanted to headbutt one of the insurgents. Actually, the UP... Is it the UPP guy?
Yeah, I mean, the other insurgent is on the ground missing teeth and just laying there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm going to headbutt the other guy as they start to pick him up and bring him out of the office.
Okay. He says something in Russian to you. You break his nose, and there's blood running down, the front of his face.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Chaplin, how about you?
I am. So, are the watchdog group? Are they all gone? Is Expert and them gone now?
Yeah, they've loaded up into the into their APC, and looks like, I mean, they haven't driven off, but it looks like they're waiting for you guys to kind of lead the way.
I just walk over to Mason and say, Sergeant, I don't trust the woman.
Yeah, I generally don't either. She works for Wayland Yutani, so obviously after something.
I keep eye contact with my expression on his face, and I put on the mustache.
Ha, ha, ha.
Yes, I nod like it's successful.
Okay. Zmijewski, anything that you want to do before you guys head out?
So this is just like a factory off hours, basically, right?
No, you guys can tell that this thing probably hasn't been in use for years. I mean, parts of the wall and ceiling are missing, and it, looks like a lot of the equipment's been left to rot or is just completely dilapidated.
There aren't any like vermin around, are there? Like rats or anything?
No, it's way too cold.
Good. Okay, yeah, I have nothing more to do here. I'm good to go.
All right. Well, the group of you load back up into your APC, and at this point, Silva turns to you all and she says, I've filled Hatfield in on what's going on. Well, actually, what do you guys do with the 2 prisoners?
Oh, I will help restrain one. Do we actually have like cuffs or anything like that? Because we're not officers per se,
You
right?
probably have zip ties, I would imagine.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then. We'll zip tie behind their back and we'll lead them to the APC to bring them back to the station with the other
Okay.
people.
All right. So as you guys load up, Silva turns to you all, and from the command chair, with all the screens behind her, she says, I've been keeping Hatfield in the loop on what's going on, and he's in agreement. He wants us to launch an assault on this compound. Maybe we can deal with this insurgency and find one of these Marines at the same time. So we're heading back to Fort Nebraska. We'll rearm, re-gear, and then we'll head on out.
Sounds good.
So you guys begin to make your way back to the fort. This time it seems the mood in the APC is a lot better. Perhaps going through a life or death situation. You guys definitely banded together a little bit there as Marines, and you kind of come together. So a little time will pass. You guys will have a chance to get some stress taken down. It's not as tense as it was before as you guys make your way back to the fort. And once you get with inside the fort, you feel a lot safer behind its big armored walls, and there's like a tunnel entrance that goes down to one of the lower levels. There's like a ramp that opens up in the ground, and that's where the APC drives down to the staging area, and then where they have the garage for all the vehicles. So you guys will have some time. I mean, you don't have tons of time. It's probably only be like an hour or two as they're getting everything geared up and ready. But you guys basically have a chance to kind of plan and decide how you want to go about dealing with the attack on the compound. So if you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves for a moment.
Do we have schematics of the
yeah.
compound?
Do we know a layout or?
They are going to get you like a layout, probably like something from a satellite or maybe a drone or one of the dropships flying over. So they are gonna try to get that. Basically, they're doing that as you guys are making your way back to the base. So you'll have that in a moment here.
I'm sorry, which base are we headed to? Nebraska?
Yeah, that's the only base.
Okay, all right.
Here, so.
So I can get patched up and maybe a few more extra rounds.
Yes, healing naturally occurs every turn. You heal 1 health, so everybody will be back to full by the time you guys head out to the compound. Your hand, on the other hand, is still messed up. So at this point, you can only use one-handed weapons with your broken hand. So if you want to keep going with a hammer, that's totally fine.
Well, why wouldn't I?
Just
need a
just
switch?
saying. No, you don't have to. If you want to keep playing hammer, you can't really effectively use a two-handed weapon at this point.
Can I
Like the smart gun?
Can I just tape my hand or arm to
Can I
the
use
gun?
the surgical kit?
Well, you can use the surgical kit, Jessica, but it doesn't immediately fix his hand. It basically just kind of patches it up a little bit, but the injury lasts for a day, so he has to kind of deal with that for now. I'm gonna say no. You can't use the smart gun because that requires you to actually be holding the weapon with both hands.
Okay.
I would say you could, let's say your hand was cut off. kind of like Merrill did in Walking Dead, where he would brace his rifle across his arm that had the missing hand. You could do that and still fire it. It'll be a little bit more difficult. And reloading and stuff will be a lot harder because, you know, you basically only have one hand to do it with. But if you have it strapped over you, you know, it won't fall off or anything. So, but I would say the smart gun, you definitely can't use two-handed. Anything like the assault rifle, you can use with only one hand, but you'll have a negative.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I'd say with the the pulse rifle or an assault rifle, you'd be at -2 when you shoot. And give me just a second here if you guys want to discuss your plans. And actually, here I'll give you guys access to the
Sarge.
insurgent compound.
How much can we reduce our stress by during this trip over?
I would say, let's see. I would say you guys will probably have, let's see, it's going to be about 2 hours. An hour of that's probably getting ready and planning. So maybe about an hour. So that'd be about 5 turns. We'll say 5 turns. And if anybody has banter, you can use that. That'll give you guys an extra 1 for 6. And then if anybody has any signature items left, they can use their signature item as well.
I
Yeah,
have
I was gonna ask.
banter. I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna ask as well. The description here says your stress level of everyone in short range of you drops 2 steps instead of 1 for every turn spent in a safe place. So does it?
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Then, yeah,
double
you guys
for
will
each
probably...
turn?
Yeah, does anybody have more than 10 stress?
No.
Okay.
Almost.
All right. Then, yeah, I would say, but with the banter, that would be 10 stress alone. So,
Oof, easy. Nice.
Yeah. But you got to roleplay that one, Matt. The banter.
Yeah, of course. I was trying to get a couple things in. Every time I asked, like, how long is this car ride? Is this gonna be a banter situation? Anyway. What was I gonna talk about? Oh yeah. Iona was an aspiring surfer. I joined the Corps here to surf the waves of alien planets. And somebody one day handed me this brochure for the moon, I believe it's Neptune's moon, Triton, which has waves of frozen nitrogen, volcanoes of it that spurt up from the ground. Tagline, these waves are killer.
Very cool.
What could go wrong?
That was
Couldn't
totally
be any worse
tubular.
than this.
Chris, what is a shift? What's technically a shift in this game? And because I'm
A shift
on
is
to
a
Iona.
shift. A shift is 5 to 10 hours.
Okay. I would say between when we left the police station to this encounter has been about 10 hours or no?
I'd say probably more like 5 or 6. I guess with driving, yeah, maybe about 6-7 hours, give or take.
Alright, I'm just
As
gonna-
you guys make your way back to the base, the blizzard has dumped at least a foot of snow, and it's still coming down pretty heavily. Visibility is very poor, but they do get you guys some satellite images of the compound, and that is what I'm going to show you here. So you guys should have the insurgent compound now in your navigation bar at the top. So you guys should be able to click on that. You guys feel free to move your tokens around so you can see, but basically this down here is the layout of the compound. So it's this kind of triangle shaped, that's the wall. This is the front gate right here. And then there's a little shack here. It's like a little guard post. There's another door right there, another gate. And then the house itself is a 2-story, very simple-looking square house. But, you know, you guys guess that it's probably something that belonged to someone who was wealthier because it's in this private gated area. And then these are the different floors, but you guys obviously don't get any images inside the house. Does look like there's on the roof, which is this one, there is a actually hold on. I think there's let me check the wall situation here. Hold on. Can you guys see the roof now?
Hey, yeah, there it is.
Okay, I'm
Yep.
getting better at this. Okay, so there is like a satellite dish of some sort. Probably some sort of comm unit or something like that. And there is a skylight up there as well on top of the there. And then there's a ladder that leads up. You can see it here on the side of the house right here. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's was that the front door? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the foyer. This thing right here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the front door, basically. But there is a ladder to climb up and down the side of the house as well.
How tall are these walls? Do we know?
That's a great question. Let me check.
Are these solid reinforced walls or fences?
The outside wall is like an actual wall. I mean, it's nothing like Fort Nebraska has, but it because it's like a private estate. But it is a solid wall. It is. Really? They don't tell you? It's probably about an 8-foot wall, give or take. So basically, you guys need to decide how you want to approach this and how you guys want to attack when the time comes.
What's the max range of ranged weapons? How many zones away?
Extreme is the furthest range that a ranged weapon can go. So it goes short, medium, long, and then extreme. And whatever your weapon says for its range, that's the max that it can go.
Got it. So it's just from short up to extreme. It's 1 through 4 zones.
Short, yeah, that's 4 zones. So short, medium, long, extreme.
Okay, cool.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
What is happening to this map?
I don't know how to remove them.
I don't even know what the hell you're doing, so...
Yeah, you have to go back to the rectangle tool. It shows a little explosion, and if you hover over it and then hit delete, the like explosion symbol, if you own it, then that one will go away.
It's not giving me the option to delete it. See?
Yeah, I can only delete mine.
I can't select it either. Hammer, you can put yourself back to full health. You guys would have healed at this point if you didn't already. So we're almost at the end here. So basically what you guys are going to need to decide for next time is how you want to attack this place. You do have access to a dropship if you need one. Colonel Myers, or I'm not Colonel Miles, Major Hatfield said if you guys needed a dropship, you could have access to one, so he is willing to grant one for this mission. You can keep using the APC as well, so... And you've got Eckford's squad, who seems willing to tag along as you guys go about this, so... A couple things to think about for next session, so...
Yeah.
I think we'll call it at that, but does anyone have any questions about anything before we do?
Do the signature items have any innate use other than what's described in their description?
The signature items can be used when you're resting to reduce another point of stress by interacting with the item. That's their main game mechanic.
Gotcha. Okay, but like arbitrary at this point since the banter pretty much zeroed everyone out.
Correct. Yes. But you do. Actually, hold on. Let me check once. Who was that? That was Iona, right? Who had banter?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, we did that right. Just making sure we did that correctly. Yeah, and you can use your signature item once per session. Or I'm sorry, once per act. Once per act in cinematic play. So yeah, that I think that's going to be it for tonight. So start thinking about how you guys want to plan for this next time, and we will things off with the assault on the insurgent compound
Nice.
and see
Oh.
if they do indeed have a Marine in their grasp. So
I think I realized. I think you can roll critical injuries for yourself from your character sheet, but little heart icon all the way to the right. I almost missed it. I don't know if you guys knew that was there.
oh yep, oh yeah, and then it adds it to your character sheet. Broken toes.
Yeah, because then it fills in the text box, it looks like.
Can you delete it though?
Way to the right.
I'm not
Oh,
even seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah. What
It's
is this?
On the general tab, on the very bottom, underneath the
Oh.
relationships, there's critical injuries. In the header, on the far right, there's the heart, and it lets you roll crits right
Oh.
there.
Yeah, but now I can't delete it. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of it. Oh no. What have we done? Well, that's
Oh,
a
man,
mystery
it's slowing
for another time, I suppose. So, okay. Well, that'll be it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, listeners, for sticking around and joining us on more crazy alien action. And I think we're going to get into some good stuff next week. And excellent role-playing, everybody. Some great party interactions throughout the fight, and some good tension as well. So things are starting to ramp up here, and starting to get a taste of the deadliness that we all know and love from Aliens. So we will see you all next time, same place, same channel. The show that's not brought to you by Dr. Pepper, Dragon's Greed. All right, everyone, have a good night, and we will see you on the flip side.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Night.
Oh, thank you all.
Night.
Yep. Good night. We'll see you next time. Nighty night.